is it critical?
Starting Detroit Rock City. And I can't wait to see this because I think I'm going to be, every time I think I'm going to be the swinging appendage out in left field.
Swinging dick.
Yeah.
Swinging ding dong.
No, boy.
Sometimes you guys prove me wrong, but, and I don't do it to try to be that, but this is just my thoughts. All right. So Detroit Rock City, critical to the album. Yes. Critical to the catalog. Yes. Critical to history. Yes.
Oh yeah, I forgot we did the three banger now.
Yeah.
The shocker.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with you. All
Okay.
three. Yeah. I mean the album for the opener, yeah. And history for sure. And what's the other one?
Catalog.
Catalog. Yeah. I mean, that's probably the second song you think of when you think of Kiss. Second or third at least. So for sure. Yeah, three-way.
Yep, 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink as well. I mean, critical to the album, of course, it's the opener. The Gene Simmons, and today in legislature, blah, 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 blah. And then you get a little bit of Rock and Roll Night from Alive, and then this album couldn't have opened any other way than Detroit Rock City.
Although I do find myself at the point now where I kind of fast forward. That part was really awesome.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm just kind of like, all right, just get, I know.
Yeah. That's part of that overproduction that I just, I'm kind of over it now.
Really cool first time hearing it, but then it's like, all right, been 45 years.
I wish they would have given it its own little track.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like track 1, and actually Detroit Rock City's track 2, but it's the first full song.
Yes, agreed.
And you could just title it like The Crash or something. Or the the
intro.
Or just intro, yeah. Catalog, yes, because it's on every greatest hits compilation that's ever been made, including some that aren't Kiss, like 70s classic drive or some, it is a driving song. And critical to history, of course, because no matter what, I don't think there was ever a tour after this came out that they didn't play Detroit Rock City. Even through the 80s, I think they always played Detroit Rock City.
Right. All right. Track number 2, King of the Nighttime World. Critical to the album, yes. Critical to the catalog, no. Critical to history, no.
Okay. I say the exact same thing. The album, I like the way it goes right in. It's kind of like We Will Rock You and We Are the Champions on Queen. It's just like I wish they would have kept them together. And those what are those other 2 Journey songs that they always play next to each other?
Yeah, there's 2 Green Day songs they always play together too.
Yeah, it's like I wish they would have kept with that, but for the album, I like it on the album. But as far as the other 2, no, I'd say no on both of them.
Oh. To the album, yes, absolutely. King of the Nighttime World is honestly my favorite song on this album.
Yeah.
I've always said that if Detroit Rock City is going to open every show that Kiss ever does, which after this point, the majority, I know Creatures does. They go back to, Deuce at some point and all that. But the majority is Detroit Rock City. If they're going to open with Detroit Rock City, the immediate second song should be King of the Nighttime World. That feedback, that it's so awesome. The Dynasty tour, they open with it, which is weird. But I think it would be critical to the catalog and history, and it's not. In mine, it is, but overall, you're both right. I agree with both of you. I'm not in agreement because that's not a word.
Yeah,
but
right.
I agree with both of you. Yes, please that one guy. But yes, I agree with you. Had they played it, like I said, if they're going to open Detroit Rock City, they should play that second. It would be a different story. But yes, yes, no.
All
right, there you go.
All right, God of Thunder, track 3, album, yes. Catalog, yes. History, yes, because it basically birthed the demon. After God of Thunder, Gene went from being a vampire to being a demon. So to me, I think it's critical because of all 3 of those.
we're doing good here right now. Because I agree with all three as well. First time hearing it, I had just the visuals you get in your head. Like, it was so cool hearing that as a kid, and just thinking about like the little kid yelling. I'm like, oh man, this is a crazy ass song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay. Don't start
I
singing.
I thought it was here.
practiced that so much over the years. I love that.
hmm So yeah, for sure. I mean, if it wasn't for that, you would probably, you're right, wouldn't have the demon. Would have no demon. Although it is kind of fun hearing Paul's version of it.
Yeah. I like Paul's version of it. And that's one thing too. If Eddie Kramer had produced this album, I don't know if he would have walked up to Paul and been like, hey, you should let Gene sing this album and sing this song. And we're going to slow it down from an upbeat rocker to a slow song. We might not have got that because Paul might have been, hell no, Eddie. I wrote this song. I'm going to keep it.
It's my song. It's my new disco song.
I don't think so, Eddie Kramer.
We'll make love till we bleed.
So that's a good thing he was there, though.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to be your monkey wrench, but I'm gonna agree with the two of you. Yes. This is where Gene gets that growl, this is where Gene gets his balls, where his where his big ass demon gargoyle balls drop. I mean, shit. I mean, I know we get other songs where he flies up in the rafters and he does the blood and all that. Before it was 100,000 years, and later on he did it on Unholy in 2004 on Rock the Nation. I Love It Loud later on. He did it for a tour, but it always comes back to God of Thunder, and I think it's kind of a universal fan thing where it's like, okay, well, yeah, there's other songs that we know you're never gonna do live, so just stick with God of Thunder in that spot because that's the spot.
Yeah.
Yep. Agreed.
So
totally.
yes, agreed with.
Man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see how it goes. All right.
This might be a shorter episode than I thought.
So we're gonna flip. No. We stay on the same side. 4 tracks on the first side. Great expectations. Great expectations. Critical to the album, no. Critical to the catalog, no. Critical to history, no. Not that I don't like the song. I just think that it's one of the songs that made fans go, I don't know about Gene the Demon. He's yeah. And then on the very next song, he goes, "You clenching, touch your breast." So, but I mean, no, I love when Gene does his voice like that. I personally like Great Expectations, but just being critical and being clinical on it, I think it's the album could have done without it. It could have been replaced by a different song. Don't You Hesitate would have been perfect in this spot. And when I was looking at this, I was like, man, Don't You Hesitate would have been great. But and you listen to those demos, like Don't You Hesitate and those other songs, they sound like the styling that ended up being on Rock and Roll Over and Love Gun, especially Rock and Roll Over. But so yeah, no, 3 no's for me.
Well, I like the way they do the the hell and heaven, the yin and yang on the album. You go right from the demon right to the sweetie pie.
Right.
But yeah, it's a no across the board for me too. But once I'm with you, I like it. It's a good song. Another one, I just had these visuals in my head, like slow motion, and people like, Gene, I love you, and like something like that. Yeah, I had a video in my head as a kid. I'm like this real slow motion, people screaming and then crying. Oh my God, the great expectations.
He's coming out the side door of backstage, and he's got a suit on with his makeup still on.
For that, but good song. Definitely 3 no's for me. But I do like the song a lot, and I've liked it ever since I was a kid. So just like I said with the visuals.
Yep, another one. No across the board. And we also, this is another first for the Kiss Army. fans of podcasts related to Kiss, we might be the only Kiss podcast that all three of us like. Great Expectations. I think it's a great song. I fucking
Yeah.
love it. Like you said, AJ, I've liked it since the first time I heard it.
Mhm.
You're sitting in your seat, and then you stand and clutch your breast. Dude, not only does he say breast, which is a
Right.
tit, but he sings it so sweetly. You're
I
like,
know.
fuck, Demon. Like, all
Yeah.
right, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You are a sweetie.
Yeah.
Squeeze,
Demon's got a
squeeze
sweet
that
side.
titty. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's breast? Never mind.
Never mind.
But you were singing it the way he says, drives you wild. Oh, man. It's like, I think it would have been received a lot better if it was more into tune with Going Blind, because that's what this song's always reminded me of, but it's just a little more sweet, a little more upbeat, and you got the strings, and that's kind of probably what made people a little flaccid.
And it's got a great guitar melody in it. That
Mhm.
dun, 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 dun. I mean, it's got a cool melody.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah. But I
Maybe
think Ezrin brought the little bit of orchestration, definitely brought the boys choir.
Yeah.
And I think Kramer wouldn't have done that. It might have been a little bit of it might not have been as much of a ballady type song had it been a Kramer production.
Yeah.
Might have been a little more edge to it. Still slow, but a little more stripped down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little ballsy.
Yep. All right. Track number 5.
Flip it over.
Huh? Yep.
Flip it over.
Track number 5, Flaming Youth, the track that I think the album should have actually been named. I like the name Destroyer, but Flaming Youth.
I like that. I've never thought of that.
Yeah, Flaming Youth. You know, Gene looks like he's on fire. They're standing in front of a bunch of, and the original cover had a lot more fire and destruction on it, and the record label made them pull back on it a little bit. But Flaming Youth, I think it is. I love the song. I love the way it comes in hard on the second side. But critical to the album, I think so. Critical to the catalog, no. It's kind of lost in the catalog. It's a deep cut. And critical to history, no. So another song I think that Ezrin'd up a little bit too much, the little Kolobi that's later on in it and everything. I think that even though as Kramer might have put in a breakdown, I don't think it would have been to that extent.
Yeah. Is that what you call it? I just called it a merry-go-round.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know. Kolobi,
That's what I think of.
I don't know what it's called.
Colonoscopy?
The little monkey, the little
I just think very carnival-y.
Yeah, very carnival. Yeah, it's like all of a sudden now we're on a damn merry-go-round. Flaming Youth will set the world on
higher and higher.
I love that part. And then that riff that he stole that riff from Mad Dog. Which is a throwback to, that's the only part of this album that sounds like the first 3 albums. That riff, that Mad Dog, that riff could have been on one of the first 3 albums, which I like that it throws back like that. But yeah, it's a yes, no for me.
Same me. Yes for the album. No. Unfortunately, I wish they would have played it more. I wish it would have got more exposure, more usage out of it, because I like it. It's a good song. Like I said, I don't really skip anything on this album. Honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a yes, no for me.
Me as well. And this is my second favorite song on the album after King of the Nighttime World. I got to see them play this song in 2018 when I took my kids to see them. And even though I don't like surprises and knew the set list before, because this was just one of those short tours before a cruise, I was still like a kid in a candy store, because I'm like, oh yeah, it's Destroyer, but fuck, it's one that I like. And it's one they don't play very often and haven't played really since 1976. And even then they didn't play it the whole year. So it was cool to see it. And when they played it, they had the video montage of the early years, and Ace and Peter were involved. So that was It was the last Kiss concert I saw because I didn't see him obviously the last few years. But so that was my little send off. Was I got to see Flaming Youth and that little tip of the cap to Ace and Peter, which was nice. So
they didn't superimpose the other guy's face on it.
No. Like they had the scene of in the video where they're getting off the Kiss jet, and Paul's got that big coat with the feathers on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And yeah, so this is another one, and it was a single. It was the second single, right? Shout It Out Loud, Flaming Youth, Detroit Rock City, Beth. That's the way it goes, I believe. Yeah. So it didn't catch fire, and I really don't know why. I don't know why. There's a lot of people that just really don't like this song.
Yeah.
Same with the next song, but
yeah,
that's great.
As far as Flaming Youth goes, yes, no.
Sweet Pain. I like Sweet Pain. Like I said, there's not really any song I don't like on this album, but Sweet Pain for me is I don't think it's critical to the album. I don't think it's critical to the catalog. I don't think it's critical to history. And if I was pulling an Eddie Kramer, I would probably pull this song and put in like Man of a Thousand Faces off of Gene's album. The solo or the demo of Man of a Thousand Faces is a lot heavier than what appears on his 78, his overproduced and over bunctuous 78 solo album. But the demo kind of rocks. So I would have took Sweet Pain off and kept the Gene song on there and put Man of a Thousand Faces. But it's a no for me.
We're doing pretty good here today. So I like the song. Gene and them damn gospel singers that I always have. He's always got to squeeze them in back then whenever he could. I think he was just trying to get laid. To be honest with you.
And boy, did he ever make in this album.
Where are the Pointer Sisters at? We need them in the background. But
Anita.
But I think something. If it wasn't on the album, I would miss it. And as far as the catalog and the other, no, 3 no's for me. But I don't skip it either. I like it, except I just get a little irritated with the gospel singers. But I expect that from Gene in that time, 76 to 78, 79.
Yeah.
So 3 no's.
Damn. At this point, I think I don't know if we're gonna have any differing opinions. I love this song. I don't know where the hate for this song comes from. Sweet Pain. This song is fucking awesome.
It's about BDSM. It's about
yeah. I think it's cool.
I like that
there's
part where
anything
he goes,
wrong with that.
I love the part where he goes, "Yes, you do. Yes, you do."
Like
how?
I could picture him doing that King face, with the little thing.
Yeah. It's like, he's like, my leather's tied around me. I mean, he's talking about, I'm going to tie you down. I'm going to beat the crap out of you. You're going to like my sweet pain.
And my whip is, what was it?
My whip is always beside me or something.
Yeah.
My whip is on.
Didn't follow it up with nothing to
you
lose.
Want the same thing every day. But you love in a different way.
Yeah. It's such
You'll
a cool
learn
song.
to love me.
But yeah, I mean, the album, I mean, I don't think the masses wouldn't miss it if it wasn't there.
No,
and
it's a deep track.
I think even Kiss fans that don't like it, if for whatever reason they Destroyer anniversary 49 this year, this episode is dropping on the 49th anniversary of Destroyer. If they put out a box set today, the day of release, and they took Sweet Pain off, Kiss fans would be pissed. They're like, what the fuck? Now you're taking songs off albums? You're remixing them, changing the covers. Now you're taking songs off? What the fuck?
Yeah.
But then they want to bitch. They're like, I don't really like this song.
Right.
Well, yeah. You got to have it complete, though.
Right.
I'm a completist.
That's right.
That doesn't mean I like it.
Leave it as is, even though the song sucks.
Like me with Hot in the Shade.
Yeah.
I really like it, but I need it.
Right.
I see it all the time with the horror community people. This album, this movie is shit. I hate this movie. Worst movie. Here's the VHS. Here's the DVD. Here's the Blu-ray. Here's a special edition Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Here's the box. I thought that movie was shit.
Halloween.
I gotta have all of them.
Halloween 3 through 6.
Yeah, gotta have them. Gotta have them.
Right. Gotta have them. Gotta have all editions of it.
All right, so I think I may twist a little different on this one. I want to see what you guys think.
Oh boy!
Shout It Out Loud.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I like the song. Shout It Out
Never
Loud.
have to hear it again.
Critical to the album, not critical to the catalog, not critical to history.
Brant just wanted to be our monkey ranch.
Well, you know what?
He did that.
I mean,
shit
come
on.
I mean, come on. Really think about it, though. How much love has Shout It Out Loud got through the years?
Exactly my point too.
How much love has it, whether you like it or not? And I think it's a banger. But
It's
how much
severely
love has
underutilized.
it got through the years?
Severely underutilized. They could have played. They could have played that. Let Me Go Rock and Roll and Rock and Roll All Night at the end of every concert and mix them up. Those 3 songs would have been the ultimate finale. But for some reason, it's great in the live too.
It ends alive too,
right?
Because they chose
and it
not
charted.
To do
the live version charted.
Yeah,
higher than the studio version.
Yeah, I'm with you for the album, sure, but the other 2, not really, because they didn't do anything with it. They didn't. It's so severely underutilized, and I don't know why. Because they were trying to make another Rock and Roll All Night, basically, and to me they did. And it would be great if they. There's your encore. Those 3 songs. There's your encore right there.
If you walk up to not a hardcore but a casual Kiss fan and say, "First verse, shout it out loud, go."
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no way they know the verse.
Right. I know.
You don't know. Well, the night's begun, and you want some fun. Do you?
Yeah.
Think you're gonna find it. Think you're gonna find it.
What's next? You got to treat yourself
like number 1. Do you need to be reminded? Need to be reminded.
It doesn't matter what you do or say.
Just
Again, to think that you oh.
We can't do it any other way. Everybody's got to rock and roll.
It's a great song. It's a great song. It's a great song, and it's a shame. It's a shame that they did not just take it on the road. It's a shame that they did not use it more than they did. I ain't even looked at Kiss or Set List FM to see how many times it was played, but I bet you it's down there. It probably had a resurgence of some love on the reunion tour, but after that or before that, I don't think so.
No.
So that's why that was my reasoning for album, most definitely. Catalog, I'd lean to no. And history, no.
Right.
No. Yeah. If it didn't exist, it's not going to change anything.
Right.
To me, to history is if it didn't exist, it changes something. And Shout It Out Loud don't change anything if it don't exist.
It's a damn shame. Damn shame.
Yeah.
I'm gonna disagree.
That's fine. It's okay.
I'm across the board 3 yeses.
Ooh.
I will tell you why. Because even though the common person might not know the verses, they do know a form of the chorus, but it's not always shouted out loud. I hear it a lot, and people say shout it out now.
Yeah.
Which nails to a chalkboard. When people get something Kiss wrong, it's just like like I just ate something sour.
Yeah.
But like I said with Detroit City, it's on like every greatest hits.
Yeah.
When they did Greatest Kiss, they did the video from Tiger Stadium. You wanted this, and when I remember getting Greatest Kiss on cassette when it came out. And I mean, I was still in my tennis racket phase. I would play my tennis racket, and my little sister had a little cardboard drum kit that I made for her because she loved Peter Criss because of Beth.
Nice.
But we would put on concerts, and that was my opening song. Was that version of? And I mean, I was 10, so and she would have been 4 for Christ's sake, and I got the kid drumming on cardboard. But by God, we put on a damn good show, and we opened with Shout It Out
Heck
Loud.
yeah.
And oh man, at the time, like I would go from like cassette to CD, and then I have the another cassette ready to go, so I could switch songs quick. I had it down to a science. But for that reason alone, I give it yes across the board, just because I think it's not the anthem that Rock and Roll Night is, no, but it's anthem enough, and it gets played at enough sporting events also. And like if you're there, you hear other people singing. It's not just you. It's the same with I Love It Loud. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, that gets played at every NFL game, every NHL game, and people sing it. And I think that alone, that and the greatest hits compilations gets it a yes across the board for me.
Mm,
Okay. All right. So track number 8.
nice.
Good luck,
Beth.
everybody.
It's okay to be wrong.
That's right.
I'm used to it at this point.
You're out number 2
This
to
is
1.
episode what, 5? Yeah.
Let's see.
I'm wrong.
No, you're
And
not. You're
everybody
not.
tell me in the comments how
You're,
wrong
you're
I am.
not. You're not wrong. No, they're gonna say me and AJ's wrong. They're gonna call us idiots and say we're not true Kiss. You're not true Kiss fans.
You drink your blue Kool-Aid. You guys fucking suck.
You just don't like Paul Stanley. He's a musical
That's why you
genius.
only have 146 subscribers. No, we don't have more subscribers because you're not sharing the video. Also, share the video with your friends.
There you go.
Track number 8, Beth. That's critical to the album, critical to the catalog, critical to history. I mean, it's such an integral part of the band's DNA that they have continued to play and sing the song long after the person that originally sung the song has left the band. They re-recorded it with another drummer singing.
Ugh.
They had another drummer.
All 3 drummers.
All three drummers. So that it's very for a song that they didn't even want to record to begin with, it did all right. So I think it's critical to all 3.
Okay. I'm going to say, as far as the album goes, to me, no.
What?
No. I know. If it wasn't on the album, I wouldn't miss it. But category, for sure. History, 100% sure. I just wish they would stop doing it, or they did stop, but
Yeah.
I think it should have stopped at Peter. It was kind of cool hearing the Eric Carr version, but they never did anything with it. It just wasn't right watching Eric Singer do it. That's a Peter thing.
In Peter's makeup. We'll say it. I'll
Peter,
say it.
what? What'd you say? I didn't hear you.
In Peter's makeup too. So
Yeah, right. I mean, it always rubbed me the wrong way. It was simple before. Pete would sit in the box with the rows and the microphone and the playing overhead, and they have Eric Singer. They wheel out this fake piano. It's like, ugh, like just leave it. Let it go. It's if they didn't play it live without Peter, I would have never been like, oh man, how come they didn't play that?
Right.
No.
Yeah,
No,
that's about as sacrilegious as, and I think even the other thing that they did that's even more sacrilegious is Tommy Thayer in Ace makeup singing "Shock Me."
Right.
I
get
saw
the
that
fuck
too.
out of here.
That
You
tour,
should've-
I just saw Flamin' Youth. I saw Tommy do Shock Me. It was
You should have just
wild.
left it. Just let it. Just chalk it up as a loss, guys. That would have
That
been.
is Ace's song, damn it.
Those quote unquote. I mean, Beth was a bona fide hit. Shock Me to me is a hit, but
Yeah.
it's a Kiss hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let Eric Singer
Yeah.
sing Out of Thunder too. What the shit, you know?
Oh
So,
man,
yeah.
could you imagine the outrage real quick if they had Eric Singer play Little Caesar?
Oh God.
Eric Carr never singing it live.
You may
Somebody
as well
out there,
On
somebody
the
out there
end of
would
the
have
road, they had Eric Singer do. I don't think Eric would have done it, but man,
Somebody out there would
he
have
had the
enjoyed it.
politic to get Beth. He wanted
somebody out there would have enjoyed it. Somebody out there had been
I'm
like,
sure.
"Oh man, that's so cool! It's a perfect homage to Eric and
Yeah.
Eric Carr." Somebody out there would have done it, or would have liked it. That'd been like if they had Tommy sing Bruce as I Walk Alone. Bruce finally gets one track
Right.
on an album before he gets booted out of the band. And never gets.
And he
to
was
play
already
it live.
gone technically when it was released. So
yeah,
no on the album, but two definitely the other ones. But yeah, I just can't imagine lugging around a fake piano for a guy to fake play.
Yeah,
Shouldn't even be singing it. To be honest with you,
yeah,
it was weird. It was cool the first time I saw a video of it and the piano, raised up and whatever, and then the band came over and stood by. That was kind of cool the first time, but I was like, after that, I was like, all right, that's enough.
And cooler.
In a lot of people's opinions, and in my kind of sort of, although I did enjoy the final show I went to, the last few years of Kiss with Eric and Tommy and the band, no disrespect towards them, but the last few years with them touring in the band, it was almost like you were watching 50% of a tribute band and 50% of the original band. And if they were going for that aspect and going for the nostalgia of it, then why not if you're going to have Eric sing Beth, just have him do it the way Peter used to do. Set him a stool out there, give him a bunch of roses, and have him come out there and sing it and throw roses out. Then you've got the true nostalgia act going on.
Yeah.
You're doing everything else that you used to do, breathing fire, going up into things, spitting blood, wrapping the microphone around your neck, smashing guitars. You're doing everything that, having Tommy shoot off flares like Ace used to do. So you're doing 100% of the nostalgia act. Why not just do that? But they didn't lug a piano out there for Peter to play because everybody knew that Peter didn't know how to play the piano. Everybody knows that Eric didn't know how to play the piano. I mean, even if he does, he wasn't a real piano.
Hopefully it was just cardboard. I'd hate to lug that. Thinking like lugging it every night.
I'm sure it was like a lot of bands do, and it's just a shell of a piano with a keyboard on it.
Yeah.
I think I got one angle of a video where I could see. But yes, Beth across the board, yes. Like I said, a woman's way into Kiss.
Oh yeah.
Let's call it what it is.
Oh yeah.
And that's what it was. It was opening a door to a new fan base, a new piece of the fan base. I don't mean that in any
female
derogatory way. But every lady in my life has always loved that song. Even my aunt, who's super religious and told me that Kiss was a devil band and the Knights in Satan service and all that horse shit. She even told me, she was like, well, I do like that Beth song. Yeah, and I'm like, okay, well then you've completely canceled out exactly everything you just said. So just stop.
Cool. You really like the fifth verse that they cut out where he came back to her house and they offered her up as a blood sacrifice to
she was actually a virgin, and that was his ticket.
Yeah.
Beth, I hear you screaming.
Beth, I know you're bleeding.
He was always really quiet. He was a nice guy, a good neighbor. But it's a shame what happened.
Yeah. All right, final track. I'm not even gonna bother with the very end thing. Final track. Do You Love Me? Critical to the album? Yes. Critical to the catalog? Yes. Critical to Kistory? No. So I have a yes, no. I like Do You Love Me? I love that beat. I'm a drummer. I love that beat, and I love the swagger. Paul, you really like, man, and I like when they play it live. And he would let it was like the call out, the echo. You really like limousine. You like the way the wheels roll. I like that, but I think it wasn't big enough to make it into. It was a big enough influence on Kistory, but I do think it was big enough to be yes for album and yes for catalog.
That was my favorite song on it when I first heard it as a kid. I did love that drum intro, and I never really heard anything like that before. And I remember specifically having my Peter Criss down, moving his foot. Doof, 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 doof.
Yeah.
For the album, yes. Catalog, yes. History, I don't think so. I don't think so because it doesn't seem to be loved as much by them. But when they do play it, it's awesome. But it's a good closer. And little footnote on that whatever that ending thing is, whatever it is.
Rock and roll party.
Rock and roll party.
I remember my mom yelling at me. She's like, "There's something wrong with that tape," and I thought there was too. I'd be like taking it out with the 8-track. I'm like, "What the hell's wrong with it?" Like put it back in. Like this, it's not even on the album. Like, what is this? And she's like, "There's something wrong with it." So
Sounds like it's melting.
It's demons. It's demons. It's releasing demons into the atmosphere.
It's like I always think of that as like Terminator 2 when he puts the thumb up at the end and he goes down.
So it freaked us both out because we didn't know what the hell it was, and it wasn't written down on the 8-track. That's for sure. But it's a little funny story.
Didn't they change the name of that? Didn't it used to be called like Demons in Hell or something, and then they changed it to Rock and Roll Party?
I hope so.
I think it used to be called something like that, like Demons from Hell, or I don't know.
I hope so.
I'll go yes to the album because it is a great closer. The drum beats fucking kick ass. It's a good little sing along. My favorite part, you like my 7-inch dramatic pause. Leather heels. Yes, there it is. That's the way you rope me in.
He's laying the seeds for I just want to fuh.
Yeah,
I just want to fuh.
and then the end, the da na 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 na. Your backstage pass and black sunglasses.
Yeah,
love that part.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It is a badass way to close an album and to end the song. That little outro.
Yeah,
but yeah, I love it live. I think that was another one that they, Destroyer always had like that core group that got played, especially from the reunion on. Yeah, there was always like at least 4 or 5 songs that would get played. You would get Detroit Rock City, you would get Shout It Out Loud, you would get God of Thunder most of the time. You would get Do You Love Me quite a bit. They played it on the last tour. What am I missing? Beth sometimes. So I mean, you got a nice little chunk. I always felt like, and like you said in the open, Brant, Gene and Paul, this is their magnum opus to them. This is the be all end all. And later on, we want it. This is the best thing since Destroyer. This is the closest thing to Destroyer.
It's the one they always barometer back to.
And it's like, I get it. Like it is a good album. It's a great album. And it's a classic. Is it, everything that they've hyped it up to be? It depends on where you stand with the production. Is it overdone? Was Bob Ezrin on too much coke? In my opinion, yes.
Is there really such a thing?
They kept it on the console in the recording studio.
I'm not going to walk out to my car.
I swept it off of the console into my coffee, and I said, "Oh, I'm going to dump this out. That's dirty."
You thought it was creamer. Yeah, the Gene story.
So I sprinkled Sweet and Low on the console. Think that was funny to me at the time. Okay, Gene.
So did you say critical for History or not?
I said yes to the album, yes to the catalog, no to History.
Okay. All right. So is the album itself critical to History in general? I think so. I mean, it goes without saying that this album is critical. It's got like you just said, it's got so many songs on it that have been played live so many times. So I think the album itself is critical to the catalog and to History.
Most definitely, yeah. They started going up, and they just kept going up more with this. So
Yes.
definitely.
100% absolutely critical. I think with the addition of Sweet Pain being played on the cruise, every song has been played live at least once. So that, I mean, Kiss was never a band like more recent years. A lot of bands do, like, we're going to go tour and we're going to play this album in full. Kiss never did that.
Yeah.
I mean, the symphony alone, because I mean, they did Great Expectations there. I mean, that's got a ton of Destroyer on it.
Yeah.
I think Sweet Pain and Flaming Youth are the only ones they didn't play on that, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I'm probably wrong. I can't remember if they played King of the Nighttime World on that or not.
So which side is better? A, that has Detroit Rock City, King of the Nighttime World, God of Thunder, and Great Expectations, or B, Flaming Youth, Sweet Pain, Shout It Out Loud, Beth, and Do You Love Me?
Shit.
My thought is that side A is better because it's got Detroit Rock City, King of the Nighttime World, and God of Thunder. I mean, it's got three huge songs on it. And then if I look at what I've got critical to the album, I said Detroit is King of Nighttime World is, God of Thunder is, Great Expectation isn't. So that's three. And then on the backside, now it has an extra track, but Flaming Youth is, Sweet Pain isn't, Shout It Out Loud is, Beth is, and Do You Love Me is. So that's 4 versus 3.
But like you said, it's got an extra track on it.
It's got an extra track. So I just look at, I mean, Beth is, this is really hard to, I don't really feel like there's a right answer. I think a right or wrong answer. I just think this is just going to definitely come down to opinion. But I just think that A is better for me because it's got Detroit Rock City, which is one of my favorite Kiss songs. So I'm going to pick A.
I pick A as well. The first 3 are just ultimate bangers, and Great Expectations. It's a song I really like too. So it's, like I said, nothing skippable on this album. So A for me.
I will be the difference maker. B.
Ah.
Not necessarily by personal opinion, because like I said, King of the Nighttime World is my favorite song on the album. I'm looking at it as a critical standpoint because I have to that's one of another thing that I wanted to do with this is like I have to like pull my love and personal opinion sometimes out. So Beth, highest charting single, won a People's Choice Award, got a whole new fan base, blew the band up. It's got Shout It Out Loud, which I think is critical across the board. Anthem. Not that Detroit Rock City is not an anthem, because it is. It's a driving song, but it's an anthem. A lot. I mean, it gets played on regular radio all the time. So to Shout It Out Loud. Do You Love Me? Killer Ender. It's a good beat. Great song. And then it's also got Flaming Youth, which is my second favorite song on the album. Good song. Sweet Pain, like you said, doesn't really need to be on it. So I look at it like it's basically Sweet Pain versus Great Expectations in the end. But then Beth just kind of takes it over that edge where you're like, you got to weigh it. Yep. It's like Detroit Rock City versus Beth.
Right.
Which 2 totally different songs. Beth, really, it's only Peter Criss. Nobody else in the band had anything to do with it. Peter Criss, yep. Bob Ezrin. That's it. But with it being such a hit, it is so critical.
Yeah.
And that's my reasoning.
I agree.
Not that I don't like, I do like side A better. But as far as critical, yeah.
All right. So most critical song versus least critical song. or most critical song is least critical. This was a tough one for me because it was a toss up between Detroit Rock City, God of Thunder, and Beth, because God of Thunder birthed the demon. Detroit Rock City is one of their best known songs, and Beth is the super hit. So when it comes to most critical, I chose that Beth is the most critical song due to it being a super hit. So I kind of took your reasoning for why you made the second side the critical side by saying that I think Beth is the critical hit, critical song. And my least, honestly, I think the least is probably it was a kind of a toss up for me between Great Expectations and Sweet Pain, and I ended up going with Great Expectations is the least critical on the album. So I think the Great Expectations was the one. I say it's least critical because I think it's the one that a lot of fans really had a problem with. I think it went a little too soft, but especially for Gene to be a Gene song. So what do you think, AJ? Critical or and least critical?
Well, really, it's a toss up between Detroit Rock City and God of Thunder for me. Beth, like I said, it's lost steam in my opinion nowadays or later on. So I'd probably go God of Thunder because it did a lot for Gene. It did, and it's still held up through all the years. It's still cool, and it's still there for me. So
right,
I'd go with that, and I'd go Great Expectations as the least one, even though I do like the song, but like you said, it's a little soft, it's a little out of place, but it's still good. But yeah, it's least to me.
okay.
And I'm agreeing with Brant on this one. Beth and Great Expectations. Beth, like I said, it's just crazy how massive that song, just a ballad. But this is like that kind of that precursor to the power ballads that we get in the 80s. Beth and Dream On from Aerosmith and Love Hurts from Nazareth, of course, which was actually a cover. But this song like became a massive hit, and all through the 80s, what did all the hair bands do that kind of followed in all the hair bands were inspired by Kiss to be in bands and glammy and all that. So they all had power ballads. That's what broke them on MTV. Motley Crue with Home Sweet Home. They had the Crue rule where they couldn't play videos over a certain amount of times. And then Great Expectations. It's another ballad. It's Gene. I love the song. I think it's cool as hell. But as far as being, it's like, okay, well, this is 1976. You're a rock band, a shock rock, glam rock, whatever you want to call it. 2 ballads is probably too much for them. And to have the Demon sing this beautiful choir orchestra song is just, it didn't make sense for the album. It makes sense now for us because we like the song, but yeah.
Right.
But I like AJ's reasoning for God of Thunder. I think that's great.
Yeah.
Because it really did.
Sure.
It changed Gene.
Yep.
For the better.
Yep. Definitely. He created his persona.
Mm-hmm.
He'd been trying to go with a dark, spooky persona from the very beginning, and he was definitely, more of a bat than a vampire. You actually see some of the early promotional stuff, and it calls him a vampire inside of like the originals or something like that. One of the cards says that, and you saw that in magazines and stuff. But he after God of Thunder, he wasn't a bat anymore. He was full on. He was demon. So track number 1, I Want You. Critical to the album, yes. Critical to the catalog, yes. Critical to history, I say yes. Basically because it was played live over 400 times. It was one of those songs that they abandoned later on. Like AJ was talking, or AJ or Tommy, which one of you mentioned that? I think it was AJ, that they kind of forgot about this album over time.
Yeah.
And except for maybe 1 or 2 songs, And I Want You is a song that they should have kept on playing. Only 400 times throughout their career, once they introduced it in '76, is not really enough. But yeah, so I think it's critical in all three areas.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with you. The album, it's great. It's an interesting opener to open it like with that quiet part, but it's definitely a rocker. Definitely a rocker.
Yeah.
Catalog, yeah, for sure. History, though, I'm kind of shaky on because, like I said, it was up until Alive 2 for sure, but after Alive 2, they didn't play it as much as I would like. It should have been a staple because I like that.
Yeah.
I like those dynamics like that. The quiet start and the loud. I like that's how a lot of my music is anyway. But yeah, I would go. I'd go yes, yes, no on the opening track.
Okay.
Okay. I Want You is a weird one for me. When I was a teenager, I really didn't care for it. As I've gotten older, I like it a lot more. To the album, yes, critical. It's a great opener. Kind of gives you throwback to the first record with Black Diamond, even though that's the album closer. But you get the Paul kind of quiet acoustic intro, and then hits you like a sack of fucking bricks.
Right.
To the catalog, I think so. I'll say yes. It got, a promo video, all that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say it's on like some of those like Kiss Gold or Chronicles or whatever those that came out in like the early 2000s. What is it? The Master series or whatever that came out, whatever Universal put out. I'll say it's critical to the catalog, but I'm kind of with AJ as far as history goes. I think it should be critical. And playing it at 400 times, I mean, over 50 years, that's a lot still. I'm actually surprised it's that high. But I think it's one of those songs that they just kind of threw on a set list because they didn't release it as a single. And I think it's one of those songs they threw on a set list because they were like, we need a rocker. We need another something that's going to like kind of catch somebody by surprise.
Right.
And it's also one of those ones, if they did it later on, it's kind of like, here's the like the not as often played cookie for the diehard,
Right.
But yeah, I agree with AJ also. This album did get overlooked over the years, and it's kind of a shame.
Okay.
I don't think this record gets the respect it deserves.
Oh, definitely not. No.
Diehards, yes, but
Yeah.
common folk, they see the cover and think that's cool and probably don't even listen to the album.
Well, crunching the numbers here, if my math is correct, 400 times. 400 times in 50 years is only 8 times a year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sucks.
And tours are usually, 100 dates at least.
Yeah. So it sounds impressive.
Okay. All
we
right,
got our math lesson for today.
Okay. So track 2, Take Me. I think to the album, it's critical. To the catalog, I went back and forth between yes, no. And it's like yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. So I don't think it's critical to the catalog. They just didn't do enough with it. Right. And so it's not critical to history. It was played live, but only a little over 100 times. So that's even less than and it wasn't really ever, it really didn't experience any type of resurgence or resurfacing later on. So I think it's one of those gems on the album that just like it wasn't, it was originally supposed to be put on, it was performed during the Love Gun tour and was originally supposed to be on Alive 2 and then it got pulled. So if it got pulled off of a live album that it was originally supposed to be on, how critical is it really? I think it could have been more critical if they would have made it that way. But so mine's a yes, no, no.
That's how I feel. It's definitely a big miss, man. It's a great song. It's for the album. It's great on the album, but yeah, for the category and history, they really missed. They really, I mean, it's their fault, you know. It's like it could have been yes across the board, and that little video of them where they're practicing, you know, in their street clothes, that black and white, real bright. That fucking rocks. Oh my god, that song is awesome. But unfortunately, they just let it go by the wayside so they can, I don't know, play Beth again. So yeah, I'm gonna go no or yes for the album and no on the other two. Unfortunately, it could have been what could have been so beautiful, but it wasn't.
Could have been so beautiful. To the album. To the album, yes. That was Tiffany, yeah.
Tiffany.
Shout out to Tiffany, the mall queen.
Tiffany.
Now I've just got let me hear your heartbeat, let me hear your heartbeat. To the album, Take Me, yes. Perfect Kiss song. The opening line, put your hand in my pocket, grab onto my rocket. Fucking God. That is what I love about this band more than anything. Talking about fucking, talking about your dick. Like, that's the song. That's the songs we want as Kiss fans. Because we all found this band as adolescents, as just finding yourself and being hornballs. You
found yourself every night, didn't you?
Yeah. To the catalog, no. To history, I'm with you guys. It could have been so much more.
Yeah.
It could have been so beautiful.
Could have been. All right. Calling Dr.
Moment
Love.
of silence for Take Me.
Yeah. Moment of silence for Tiffany. And that glorious spread.
Yeah.
Track 3, Calling Dr. Love. Critical to the album, yes. Critical to catalog, yes. Critical to history, yes. It was released as a single, it charted, and it's the most played live song on the album, played over 13,000 times.
There you go.
Calling Dr. Love is almost
now
like
we're talking some numbies here.
Yeah, it's almost like Gene's song, like Love Gun is Paul's song. It's like Gene's non-demon staple song is Calling Dr. Love.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. Albums for sure. Catalog, sure. History, yes. And I thought I was thinking this kind of in the same thing there. You have side A Gene, which is God of Thunder, and you have side B Gene, which is Calling Dr. Love. So that's how I look at it. Like, he's got two sides, and he's got the God of Thunder, he's got the Dr. Love side. So it's the side B side of Gene for me. So yeah, for sure. 3 yeses across the board on the old doc.
I agree 100%. I think this is one of the most recognizable Kiss songs that they have in the entire catalog. Obviously, we all remember the Dr. Pepper commercial, the Cherry Dr. Pepper commercial. This is a song that I honestly, the few tours that they didn't play this on, I was shocked.
Yeah.
So to the album, absolutely. Catalog, absolutely. History, 100%. Yes, I think this is another one of those Kiss to the T. The backing vocals, Gene and Paul with the highs, that Beatle-esque harmony. I love that word, Beatle-esque. And I think I like the double platinum version better. We'll talk about that when we get to double platinum. because I'm gonna have to do a side-by-side comparison because I've never done it. And since I have 2 turntables now, I'm gonna put Rock and Roll Over on one, I'm gonna put Double Platinum on the other, and I'm gonna decide. But I think I like Double Platinum's version better. But this, I mean, I can't imagine this album without Dr. Love.
So next track, Ladies Room, I'd say
Yes.
it is. Yes. So,
That is next. That is indeed
yeah.
What do you got?
that
What do you got on Brent?
happened
What do you got on
before-
that one, Brent? For the first time.
Nothing happened before that. The last 30 seconds.
I'd say off the top of my head, not off the top of my head.
No, you were fully prepared for Ladies Room.
Prepared. I'm fully prepared for this song.
Take
So
3.
Ladies Room, critical to the album. Critical to History. Not really. And critical to the catalog. I got them reversed because I was so prepared. Critical to the catalog. I would say that yes, it's critical to the catalog and critical to the album, but not critical to history. So 2 yeses and 1 no.
Well, I'm skipping it. I'm going to Baby Driver.
Okay.
No.
I'm ready for that one.
Nah. Ladies Room. It's a fun song. To the album, no. Category, no. History, yes, up until Alive 2. In other words, the Alive 2 jaunts. But after that, they kind of, I don't know, did they ever play it after, like, much after Alive 2, really? You have all those stats over there. Do you know anyone know off the top of their head or anything?
I don't think they. I know they didn't play it in the 80s, and I don't think they played it on their reunion tour. They didn't play it on Psycho Circus. They didn't play it on Farewell.
Yeah.
And I don't think they've ever brought it out.
I mean, it's fun. I like the little stop in the action there, and you know, but yeah, I'd go no, and yes up until Alive 2, and I always have fun with that song too because I had a friend whose dad always thought he was saying eating peaches in the ladies' room, which is a whole other different.
Well, I mean,
it's so Kiss.
I mean, it worked.
It's a whole. I know, right? It's a whole other dynamic when you think.
So beautiful.
Now, next time you hear that, you're gonna hear eating peaches in the ladies' room.
I'm eating peaches in the ladies' room.
So yeah, well, yeah. Two no's and a yes to a certain point.
All right.
Album, absolutely. I love this song. I also have a misheard lyric.
Ooh.
I thought for the longest time, instead of meet you, greet you, like eating peaches, I thought he said meet you, Pichu. Because anybody who knows me knows I love Seinfeld. The episode where Elaine is trying to buy the stuff from the one lady that owns what is it? Casa de Mayo, and then Casa, what is it? I forget. But anyways, Kramer's coming up to this chips and salsa. He goes, "Is this free?" And the lady's like, "Yes." And he's like, "Oh, meet you, Pichu."
Yeah.
Well, I think I can just browse around on my own. Macho Picchu.
Pichu in the ladies' room.
I sing "Meet You, Pichu" in the ladies' room.
Well, it's good to know you got your Seinfeld.
Not as good as eating.
I'll be sending you Seinfeld shit.
Oh yeah. 90% of text gifts are Seinfeld gifts.
Meet you, Pichu.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. Is a big one.
That's right.
But yeah, so the album, yes. Sorry, got sidetracked. Catalog, no. History, I wish it was. I wish this is one. This is kind of like Christine 16. I feel like those are sister songs, and unfortunately, Christine 16's been canceled. We're not allowed to enjoy that song anymore. But I feel like this is kind of the precursor to, yeah, I do too. It's a song. It's a song. But I think this is kind of the precursor to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wish they would have played it a lot more because I thoroughly enjoyed this song. And today, even though I've had to listen to this record 400 times in the last 3 weeks, but this is one song that I'm like, you know what? I'm going to listen to it again.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. See?
Yeah.
Bring it back. What's next, Grant?
All right.
I am ready to move on to the next album.
All right. Now Baby Driver.
Hey.
No.
The real last track on the first album, on the first side. So critical to the album, I'm going to say yes. Even though it's probably one of the least favorite songs on the album needed a Peter song. I mean, there's songs about Peters on this, but it needed a song by Peter. It would have been nice to have a song by Ace. It would have been cool if Ace would have actually had a vocal debut on this album.
At least an Ace right.
Yeah, at least an Ace right. But I think it's critical to the album. I don't think it's critical to the catalog and not to History. It was never played live, so. But I like Baby Driver. Me personally, I love Baby Driver. I like that the way it just starts. I love Peter's screams in it. The way his cymbals went, the way those cymbals sound and the way the guitars sound. It's one of the harder rocking songs on the album. The screams with all that reverb on it. You just tell Peter was just full of himself and in that element. Whenever he was recording it. So I like Baby Driver. It's one of my more favorite Peter songs on a Kiss album. But I'd say it's a yes, no.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, a lot of the Peter songs all fall under the no category in the grand scheme of things. But I really like this song. I really like him when I'm like losing his shit songs like Black Diamond Live, but it's a great song, and we haven't touched on Ace, but a lot of this album has a lot of blistering Ace solos. Ace solo at Baby Driver, holy shit, that's a great solo, man. I don't know if he was a little extra sober or a little extra drunk when he recorded this, but he is kicking ass on this album. Maybe because he didn't really write any songs, that he's like, well, I'm just going to put in more solos, like some kick-ass solos. But yeah, man, unfortunately, it's no across the board for me. But I love this song. I think it's great. It's a great Peter song, and I used to skip all the Peter songs back in the day, but this one kind of got me back into the Peter realm. So 3 no's, but a kick-ass song for me.
All right.
Brant almost had me swayed. I'm going no across the board, but Brant was so invested in that yes that he almost had me. I literally, if you roll back the tape, the motor's turning. I'm like, damn, am I missing something? I agree with you, AJ. This song is badass. Peter's vocal, his drum fills on this song are like I think it's probably the best drumming on the album, which Leave It to Peter, not to be confused with Leave It to Beaver, but leave it to Peter to do his best drumming on a lead vocal that he does.
Right.
It's got kind of a bluesy riff to it, but it's got that Peter swing, that jazz influence. You can feel that in the drum fills. But it's a no across the board, even though I enjoy the song. I think Peter has another song that's more important to the album coming up.
Yeah.
All right. So flip the album. First song, Love 'Em, Leave 'Em. To the album, I would say yes to the catalog, no to history, no. And this was only played live like a handful of times. Like it was not a big live song for the band.
And once was more recently. They did it in Japan in like 07 or 08, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
So yes, no, no.
Yes, no, no. Huh? Yeah, I never really cared for this song. It was a little extra, even by Gene standards. It was a little too cheesy for me. I'd probably say album. I'd say no. Category no. History no. It's it's just one of probably my least favorite songs on the album. It's just a little bit too cheesy for me. So I go 3 no's and a yeah or no.
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 Oh no.
No.
How you, Tommy?
No.
Yeah.
I really like this song. I've always liked it. The first time I think I heard this song or paid attention to it at least was it Extreme Close Up? They show this video.
I think so.
I think
yeah.
so.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing that video when I got that VHS, I was like, oh, they did videos for these earlier songs that I had no idea because YouTube wasn't around and I wasn't around when they originally aired. So,
Yeah.
but I always liked it, and it is a cheesier Gene song. He's got that kind of thing going on with his body. I like that it's on the album, and I think it's a good way to kick off the B-side. Oh man, this is tough. I don't want to just say yes to everything. I've already said no to Baby Driver. I'm going to say no to this. I like it a lot, and I know a lot of Kiss fans don't like this song. That almost makes me want to say yes just to piss people off, but I'm not going to. I think I would have liked this song more on Love Gun. It's got love in the title. Why not? And there's a couple, we'll get to it, but there's a couple on Love Gun that could be taken off. Yeah, I think this would have fared better on Love Gun. I think it would have did something if they would have saved it. So I'm going to say no across the board.
Okay.
There you go.
Next track, Mr. Speed. I think it is critical to the album. I think it's critical to the catalog. History, sadly, no, because this is another one of those songs that they never did anything with, and I think it's a travesty that they never did anything with Mr. Speed. It was also only played a handful of times, mostly on like Kiss cruises and acoustic stuff and things like that. But I love Mr. Speed. So it's a yes, yes, no for me.
Kind of in the same ballpark there. Another one that I wish they would have done more with, for sure. Like you said, album, yes. Catalog, it should be, and history, it should be, but probably, unfortunately, no on both of those, because it's another fun song that they just kind of let go by the wayside. So I'm gonna say yes, no, but I wish they would have kept it in the rotation more, because that opening, another good opening stuff. So it's like, but that'd be great. Just like a song would end, Paul wouldn't say nothing. You hear that kick up, you'd be like, yeah. But nope. So yes, no. Should be 3 S's, but unfortunately not.
This song is in my top 5 Kiss songs of all time. I think
Ooh.
if they would have released it as a single, it would have done something. I think it would have been a bigger hit than Dr. Love. I think it would have been a bigger hit than Hard Luck Woman. I think this could have been a song that maybe cracked even the top 5, maybe beating Beth as their number 1 single. I love this song that much. That riff is so catchy.
Mhm.
I mean, AJ, that was really the first musical thing we've done other than Tiffany on this episode was you doing that riff. So that tells you something. That riff will get stuck in your head.
Mm-hmm.
You could listen to that song and 3 days later you'll be like also, I didn't mention it before on the song that I noticed the most, but Gene's bass playing, Ladies Room in particular, I'm go back real quick, his just little inflections on the bass that, I mean, his bass playing is criminally underrated, in my opinion. I think he's a really, really good bass player. And that shines on this whole album. But yeah, Mr. Speed, I think it could have been a massive hit had they released it. And they did do it did they do that in Japan or Australia when Eric was wearing the Catman makeup with Ace? They did it on there's a video and it's like Kiss Jam or something when Gene's like, what is the Ace Frehley band we're gonna play next?
Yeah.
And Paul rips into that, and I think he does the first verse and the chorus, and it's good. Every time they did it on the conventions. Yes to the album, of course. Yes to the catalog. Kisstory, I think most Kiss fans love this song. But Kisstory I see as like the grand scheme of even the most typical Kiss fan. No, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
And it should be. I think this could have been their biggest hit.
Yep.
That's it.
Mhm.
I See You in Your Dreams album, yes. Catalog, no. Kisstory, no. Was never played live. I will tell you that I like See You in Your Dreams on this album. I am one of those people that stand in the very unpopular camp that like it better on Gene Simmons' solo album. But I like it on this album too. But it kind of has kind of falls in the same category as Love 'Em and Leave 'Em. It's kind of in that same realm of goodness versus badness. So to me, it's a yes, no, no.
Yeah, it's probably another one of my undesirable Gene songs in this album. Unfortunately, probably I probably like that a little less. So I'd probably have to give it 3 no's. I mean, I don't know. There's not really any bad songs in this album. It's just like something happened where it's a great album. It just, I don't know. It just don't hit with me. So I give it 3 no's across the board, in my opinion. And it's just it was on the solo album too, and I felt the same way on the solo album too. So album no, category no, history no to me. Sorry, Brant.
It's all right.
I'm actually going to agree with Brant on something. I am also in that camp that prefers the Gene solo album version. However, that being said, that tells you how not critical this song is to this album, because Gene didn't like it enough that he had to do it himself on his solo album. So I'm going to say no, no, and no. But I do agree with you, Brant, that the solo album version is better.
Yeah. All right. Hard Luck Woman. I've got on the album, and it is critical for the album. It is critical for the catalog, and I've got that it's critical for Kisstory because it charted. but it wasn't played a whole lot. It was played a little over 100 times. It didn't achieve the success that they wanted it to, and it wasn't the follow-up to Beth that they wanted it to be. But I think it's a nice little ditty. I like it. I like Peter's voice in it. Doing his best Rod Stewart, which he doesn't even have to try.
Yeah.
But it was originally written for Rod Stewart and ended up giving it to Peter. But it was, Paul says he was writing it and wanted Rod Stewart to sing it. That doesn't necessarily mean it was written for Rod Stewart or that Rod Stewart ever would have sang it. But that's a story Paul likes to tell. But so yeah, for me, it's a yes, yes, yes to me, just because of its place.
I love this song. I really do. I wish it would have been better than Beth or more popular than Beth. For the album go, I'd say yes. The category, yes. History, I'd have to say no because it didn't quote unquote beat Beth. So I wish it would have, because I probably would appreciate that a lot more. But then they would probably have Eric Singer trying to sing that now with a fake piano or something. But it's a great song, and I wish
we love you, Eric Singer.
I wish it would have done more or been more used, but unfortunately it wasn't. So I give it a yes, and no on the history part.
I'm giving it 3 yeses. And not only is it critical to history, it's critical to my personal history, because in the first episode, I told my history, and really one of the first things that got me into Kiss as a younger kid and as a younger fan was the Kiss My Ass album. Garth Brooks was kind of my gateway into Kiss, even though I'd been listening to Kiss. I didn't have a diehard fandom for him yet. But his version of this song is what got me hooked. And the Rod Stewart thing, every time Rod Stewart releases one of those songbook albums or whatever, and he's done even rock songs where he's done Have You Ever Seen the Rain and stuff like that, I'm like, every time he puts one out, I look at the track list hoping he'll do Hard Luck Woman, because it's got to happen before, as he's affectionately known in my house, Uncle Rod, because little Tommy loves him. I think Peter nailed it vocally. Mm-hmm. I think it's a great song. You still hear it on the radio. If you listen to the radio, it's played all the time. And I mean, they did the little promo video for this as well. The weird promo video sharing the double neck guitar. I know that's one of those cringy moments that I've heard on the internet over the years. But yeah, I mean, it's a great song. I've done it at karaoke several times when I want to do a Kiss track, because they're kind of difficult to top in a karaoke bar. But you get a couple 6, 12, 15 beers in you can sing Hard Luck Woman.
You can sound like Peter.
Yeah, you can sound like Peter Criss.
A couple packs of cigarettes. You can sound like Peter.
Yep. 3 packs of Parliament Lights later, I'm Peter Criss.
If I had you.
Yeah. I find the Peter Criss songs the easier ones to sing at karaoke. I think, even though it didn't match Beth, it charted high enough to get that 3 yes unanimous vote.
Okay.
All right. Final track on the album, Making Love. I've got I love this song. Making Love is probably top 10 for me. Pushing towards top 5. And even this version on here, I love the Alive 2 version better. It's got more fire, but even this version here is great. I've got that it's critical to the album, critical to the catalog, critical to history. and I think it was played a lot live. But honestly, when I say it was played a lot live, they only played it close to 300 times. Can you imagine?
Wow.
You
Damn.
that they only played Making Love 300 times.
I know I saw it one of those times.
I saw it one of those times too. They played it on the show I was at, and I about jumped out of my skin when they did. Yeah. And I knew it was coming because I'd been kind of peering at the set list, leading up to that. And I was praying that they wouldn't dump it. And I figured going towards the end of the final shows that they wouldn't make too many changes that they'd already made. I figured if they made any changes, they'd make changes in the last two shows. And they didn't even do that because they lazy. But yeah, so I've got yes on that.
Same for me. I love this song. I love the pretty much everything about it. Yes, album. Yes, category. Yes, history. The blistering ace solo.
Yeah.
But definitely, I hear you on the live 2 version for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's an awesome song, and I wish it would have brought it out more because it's a rocker, man. I love it. But 3 yeses for me.
Yeah, I got to see it in 2004. And this is one of those when they would have like the audibles. So you didn't really know. It was like this, Parasite, Tears Are Falling, and a couple other ones. And we got Making Love. And man, me and my dad fucking high-fived so hard when they started the song because oh man. Yeah, I love this song. It is a great rocker. Album, absolutely. Catalog, yes. History, that's a tough one. I think it's more for the diehards. And I think that's why they threw it in on the last leg of the last tour, because they wanted to give the diehard fans a little something, but it's also a rocker. You're at a rock concert. You're at a Kiss concert. It needs to be something blistering in there. And I think that's why they did it, honestly. And I love the graphic with the rock and roll over.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
On
I've
the
seen video
screen.
of it. I just never got to experience it though.
Yeah, I loved Brant's video that he posted of it. It was cool. Even with Brant singing on it.
Oh yeah. I just hate when the girl says, wait. So why or why not is the album critical? Why or why not is the album critical in the catalog or history in general? I say that it's critical to the catalog and history in the fact that it is considered to be one of their best by the fans. A large amount of the songs have been performed live, and the cover art is one of the fans' favorites. So I think that it's for those reasons. I mean, there's others, so I'll leave you guys some scraps, but I feel like for those reasons.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Thank you, sir. There's some scraps for you guys.
Machu Picchu.
So I think that it's critical to the catalog and to history.
Well, I don't mind eating off your plate. I'm with you on all that. I mean, it is iconic artwork for sure. Next big stepping stone, and they're on their way to superstardom or super whatever the hell you want to call it. And I think it really was a chief building block in Alive 2. All these songs, so yeah, it's. I'm with you, Brent. What you said, basically.
Yeah, it's 100% one of the most critical. I mean, obviously, all of these 70s albums are going to be pretty up there, but this image right here, that's got to be the most tattooed Kiss image there is.
Mm-hmm.
I've said it myself. I have no tattoos, and if I was to get a first tattoo, it would be that image. I love it.
Yeah.
It's not even my favorite Kiss album. It is my favorite Kiss album that came out in 1976. And like you said earlier, AJ, it's got that more rocking raw sound as opposed to Destroyer, which was, you know, over the top, Bob Ezrin, la-di-da. We talked about it last month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I'm just still shock me, that Eddie Kramer didn't get anything out of Ace on this record other than amazing guitar work, but no co-writes, no lead vocal yet. We still got to wait till next month for that, which will be a big one because, you know, we all drink that blue Kool-Aid.
Sure do.
But yeah, it is 100%. I mean, one of their best albums and one of the best rock albums of the 70s.
Cohesively, I think it is the best. There's not, like we said earlier, there's not a bad song on it. There's songs that are definitely better and stronger than others,
Right.
whether Kiss paid attention to them long term or not. But this album is one of those albums that I can listen to all the way through, and a track doesn't come up, and I'm like, oh God, do I want to skip it or I just want to suffer through it? And I don't get that at all with this album. So I think cohesively, and a lot of people, you know, Love Gun and Rock and Roll Over, they're like sister albums to the point that I get confused what songs are on what. Like, to me, Calling Dr. Love is on this one. And then the other Gene song, what's the other big Gene song? Christine 16 is on Love Gun. But to me, you could take Making Love or Calling Dr. Love off this album, put it on Love Gun, move some songs off Love Gun to this album, and it wouldn't really change too much. They're so good right there together.
I almost wonder if it's like the Alive 2 effect.
Yeah.
Because they had that sound from this into Love Gun carrying over to the Alive 2 album. And it's like and I think that could be also why, like I think I talked about it last month, when Paul like forgets what album that something's on.
Right.
And he'll say, oh, this comes off Rock and Roll Over and it came off Hotter Than Hell, or vice versa, or whatever. I think that could be something.
Yeah. And some people also argue that even though Love Gun and Rock and Roll Over are considered like sister albums, they like the sound of Rock and Roll Over better than Love Gun.
Oh yeah.
I am personally in the other camp. I like the sound on Love Gun. I think that they perfected what they did on Rock and Roll Over. They perfected it on Love Gun, but they're both good. It's splitting hairs to start talking about which one's better.
Well, and like I said in the first episode, Love Gun's my favorite record. Now, it just happens to be coming out in May when we cover it, which is also my birthday month.
Right.
So it's like a little birthday gift from the Critical Kiss gods.
Yeah, could have been.
Yeah. I'm with you. I think Love Gun sounds better. I think Rock and Roll Over is just a little more raw.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of almost takes it back where you that's when you start getting in that top 5 where you're like, okay, well, I can put this with the first 3 records.
Right.
And just skip Destroyer. But there's also, 90% of the fan base that think Destroyer is the greatest thing ever.
Right. I mean, there's 1 or 2 songs off Destroyer that you could just take off of Destroyer and put them on Rock and Roll Over, and then just omit the rest of Destroyer, and you'd be fine.
Give me King of the Nighttime World as the opener on Rock and Roll Over.
Yeah.
Just open with that feedback. I think that would be awesome. And have I Want You close Rock and Roll Over.
There you go.
Like Black Diamond before.
Yeah. All right, so which side, since we're talking about it, which side's better, A or B?
No shit.
I've got my reasoning is side A has 4 great songs and 1 good one. Side B has 2 great songs and 3 okay songs. But I actually wrote this out, but I'm extremely biased. I can't be rational. It's side B for me because it has Mr. Speed and Making Love.
Yeah.
There you go.
Even though the rest of the songs on side B are
Oh man, that does make it tough.
That is
Yes.
tough. Yeah.
I blew Mr. Speed like there was no tomorrow.
yeah. So just because it's got Making Love and Mr. Speed on it, side B is worth it for me. It's my favorite. I think it's the better side.
I may have a breakdown over this.
It's tough. It really is tough.
I think
It
this
is.
might be the hardest one so far.
Because then on side one you got I Want You. Like I said,
Take
you got
Me.
4 great songs. You got I Want You, Take Me, Ladies Room, and Calling Dr. Love. And you got
Meet
4
You,
good.
Peach.
You got 4 great songs and 1 good one. And then on side B you have Mr. Speed and Making Love, which are great songs. And you got
And
Hard Luck Woman.
You
Love
can
and
add
Leave 'Em.
Hard Luck Woman in that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so
Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh man.
it's tough.
I'm gonna go with 1 because even though side 2 does have Making Love and Hard Luck Woman, those 2 Gene songs, which I don't want to, like you were saying, there's not one I don't skip any of them. It's not a bad album. It's just the weaker of the Gene songs for me on the album. So I'm gonna go. I'll go 1. I'll go 1. I want you, Take Me, Calling Dr. Love, and I'll throw Baby Driver in there too. Those are great songs. So I'm going 1.
Okay. Oh man. We may
Come on,
have
Tommy.
we may have a rare occurrence. I think this is only the second time. I'm siding with Bran on this one.
Screw you, AJ.
I love Mr. Speed. I love Making Love. I love Take Me. That opening line alone.
Yep.
I said earlier,
You love
I
it.
Want You. I didn't really like it all that much early on.
You love
I
Mr.
do.
Speed because that's your nickname.
You got that right, buddy. 60 second, man. What do you do with the other 45 seconds?
They call me Mr. Speed.
Yeah.
I'm so
I gotta go
fast.
side B.
All right. 2 B's, 1 A. All right. So most critical song, least critical song. To me, the most critical song, Calling Dr. Love. It was a single, it charted, and it was a live staple for Gene. The least critical song to me is See You in Your Dreams. But I mean, there's several on here you can pick to be least critical.
Wow.
There's several mediocre songs.
That's a hard one too. I'd like to say Calling Dr. Love, but it's not one of my favorite songs in the album. So I don't know. That is a good one. Shit. I can tell you the least one to me is Love 'Em Leave 'Em.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. You want to fight? We'll fight. Mr. Side B.
So beautiful.
Could have been Trouble in Paradise between you two.
We're gonna have so many people going to Tiffany on Apple Music and Spotify.
You wait. I'll send out a little dedication for you this week sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I mean,
Go to
you might be on this.
Got to be searching for that Playboy magazine.
That'll be my Cheers video songs from Tiffany.
Oh, by the way, speaking of Seinfeld, I have this on my little work desk in here.
That's awesome.
Yada yada.
Yeah, I'm indecisive. I can't decide because you might be onto something there, Brant. Calling Dr. Love as far as all the stuff you said, but yeah, that's a hard one, man. That's I have no vote. I have no vote. Least, Love 'Em, Leave 'Em. Best or most, shit. I can't do it. What's Tommy say?
What are you between? Besides a rock and a hard place. Even though this isn't an Aerosmith album, or
the ones that I like the most are probably I Want You and Making Love. So, but are they really the most critical to the album? I don't know. To me, yeah.
You could
argue.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could argue that I Want You because it's the opener, and Making Love because it's the closer. Think on it for a second. I'll give mine. I'm agreeing with Brant. Dr. Love and See You in Your Dreams. Dr. Love because it's was played the most out of any song on the album. So obviously they thought it was the most critical. And See You in Your Dreams, least critical because Gene did it again on his solo album 2 years later.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll just go with you two just to shut you up.
But you're sticking with least critical is Love 'Em Leave 'Em, right?
Yeah. For sure, that's definite. But I'll go with you. I'll that's the best I can do. It's
best
Dr. Love
that you can do is fall in love.
So there you go. Kiss my ass.
All right. So track versus track. Is the album critical?
Yes.
All right, we're done. So of course, I did the same fare that I did in the past. I did album, catalog, history. So starting with the title track, I Stole Your Love. Album, yes. Catalog, yes. History, yes, for me. I love I Stole Your Love. I think it's a great way to start the album. And I know it's some people's favorite. I love it on live too, but it's great on here too. The energy that they captured, they didn't quite capture Kiss energy on this album. I think the closest they got to it, and we will talk about it more when we get to that album, but the closest they got to catching Kiss's like true sound to me is on side 4 of Alive 2. Just the way the guitars sound and the way their vocals sound and the way the drums sound.
Yeah.
All of that stuff. Of course, that's all Eddie Kramer too. And I'm just like, Eddie, you did it just 1 year later. Why couldn't you have done it on this? But yeah, but I like I Stole Your Love. I think it's great.
Yeah, I agree. Straight down, critical all the way across. Great opening track. And the only thing with this album, I just wish it was a little heavier in the sound because the guitars could be a little more crunchier. But I don't know, maybe it was just a sign at times, or just me because I'm a metal head, obnoxious prick. I don't know, but yeah, it's a great opener, and it does when it starts off to get you ready, and it's almost like you're at the show. But yeah, across the board, critical all the way down. Wish they would play it more often.
I think real quick for Tommy Talks, I think that the album, the sound of the guitars on the album could contribute to the fact that I said earlier that Ace didn't show up. Ace showed up halfway through the recording. So they had already laid down a lot of the basic tracks, and Ace almost came in just to do his solos and to record Shock Me. Yeah. And Shock Me is all him. I mean, he's everything on that song except for the drums. And Gene and Paul give some background vocals, but that's just how Ace did. Ace is like, hey, my songs, I'm going to record my songs my way. And a lot of time, even when you get into Unmasked and Dynasty, he's playing all guitars, the bass, everything on those songs. So I think that you can always, when Ace and Paul are playing together, there's always a depth there because they play 2 different types of guitars. They have 2 different types of tones, and they play 2 different types of ways. Ace is a lot more sloppier and just kind of adds stuff onto top of what Paul has put down. But I think that a lot of the thinness of the rhythm guitar that carries most of the songs on here could be due to that it's probably mostly Paul.
Yeah, good. That's a good theory. It makes sense for sure.
Well, and they're also Ace is also known for using Telecasters when they record, and right. Paul as well. They used, like you said, an array of different kinds of guitars, and that affects the sound because a Telecaster has that thinner sound to it, especially when you're playing rhythm with it. But yes, I Stole Your Love across the board critical. My favorite concert opener ever, whether it be on the Love Gun Alive 2 or Hot in the Shade, like we talk about all the time. I would love my perfect set list is I Stole Your Love into King of the Nighttime World. That's my perfect 1-2 punch. Um, I, just it's as far as like energy, I Stole Your Love. I mean, it's full of energy, and it always brings me back to the scene in Detroit Rock City when the mom puts the record on and she spills the wine all over herself. What is this? I mean, that's growing up as a teenager. Maybe not with my mom because my mom loved Kiss, but you know, it's I could imagine like my dad's mom when he put that record or this record on and that hit, and she's like, "What the hell is he listening to now with his weird like bleached streak he had like a skunk?" It almost teenage pictures of my dad. He almost looks like Jay Leno's hair with like that little streak in the front. But yeah, I mean, I think it's the perfect opener. And I know Brent, you've had discussions with Carly even where it's like Love Gun should have opened the album, the title track, because it is the title track. And I don't see it that way. I think I Stole Your Love is the perfect opener and Love Gun opens side B. It's almost like it's one of those little nitpicky things where nobody's really wrong. It's all a matter of opinion. Just in my opinion, I think I Stole Your Love is the perfect opener for Love Gun.
If you had during the 70s especially and into the early 80s, if you had a song on the album that was your title track, it usually opened side 2.
Yeah.
That's where they always used to stick it. And it's not they follow suit directly on this with Love Gun being the lead track on side 2. I think it's perfect where it is. I think when me and her were talking about that, I was like, well, I think it's perfect where it's at.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not knocking her opinion.
Oh, no. And no, she don't care. I mean, she her opinions are her opinions. I mean, you know, she's used to catching a lot of crap because of her love for Great Expectations.
Which we like it too.
That's what she's known for. She loves Great Expectations. So
hey, I like it too.
Yep.
Touch your breast. Music drives you wild. I like it too.
I mean, yeah, it's a good song.
It's great.
Even as a kid, I liked it.
Yeah.
Track number 2, Christine. Christine 16.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it. Christine 16. Critical album, yes. Catalog, yes. History, yes. I mean, it's Christine 16. It's
a charting single.
Yeah, and it's Christine 16. I mean, it's one of those songs that even today, you know, you hear people go, "Oh, Christine wouldn't be 16 now; she'd be 60." You know, yeah, she'd probably be one of those 60-year-olds that's still hot too. Christine probably took care of herself, you know.
She's been around, but she's young and clean.
Yeah, she's been around.
That's a gross line.
She's been around.
It's a gross line, but it's my favorite line of the song. The way it's sang.
She's been around.
And musically, yeah,
I love the whole, even though he can't halfway sing it live, the monologue. I don't usually say things like this to girls your age.
Extra creepy. Extra creepy. I mean, I knew.
It's like Gene would be on the list.
Yeah, he would. He'd be on a watch list.
But like we've said before, I always see it as they knew their audience, and I know this isn't the case. It was just the sign of the times.
Oh yeah.
But the way I justify it is they knew their audience was teenage boys, so they're singing it from their perspective of a teenage boy. So
I hear you.
You know, whatever. You know, I shouldn't have to justify it. It's a song. I think.
And if you think about it, you think, oh, that was a 70s thing. Well, it was they were doing it in the 80s. You know, she's only 17. Yeah. But then you look back to the 50s, look back to the doo-wop era. She was only 16, 16.
The
young girl, stay out of my life. My love for you's way out of line, but a wrong girl. You know, I mean, so that underage thing, it's always been like that.
Well,
totally wrong.
She was just 17.
17. Yep. So it's always been that kind of taboo.
And there
I guess
goes our
it's
monetization.
kind of thing.
17
Yeah.
is close enough. Remember with Stray Cats too, right? Was it Sexy
Yeah,
and 17?
Sexy and 17. Yep.
Yes, for me. Christine 16.
See, no, I've never really been a huge fan of this song.
All right, show's over.
Yeah, I mean, the album is, I'm kind of in the middle. Catalog, I really don't think so, but for history, yeah, because it's part of their history, and they would do it live, but that creepy monologue in the middle there is for me. But I'd probably go. I guess I go. Yes, yes, no, yes, for me.
Okay.
And it's yes across the board for me.
Yeah, see.
And I like
feels...
the demo version too with the Van
Yep.
Halen brothers.
Yep. So track number 3, Got Love for Sale. I say it's critical to the album because I really like Got Love for Sale. I think it's awesome. The way Gene sounds in it, the way he sings and starting that kind of stuff. She starts singing in that growl that I really love that Gene does. And I love when they break into that have love will travel. I got love for sale. I love that. When they do the falsetto high stuff, but I don't think it's critical to the catalog. It kind of gets lost in the catalog, and it's definitely not critical to history. History and the catalog itself would not change without it, but it would change the tone of this album if it didn't have it. So I'd say it's critical to the album, but not to the catalog or history.
There's a song I never really paid attention to. It kind of just went over my head until I heard him do it on his solo tour on YouTube the last 2 years ago or whatever. I'm like, wow, this song is really awesome. So I went back and I listened to it. And yeah, for the album, yeah, I think it's pretty critical on the album. But the catalog and history, no. It's also it drives me nuts that I keep hearing the acoustic guitar bleed through. I'm like, yeah, that's why I like the live one on his solo because it was like heavy. I'm like, it's got a good like driving beat. I'm like, yes, this is a badass song. But yeah. I just wish it sounded a little better. But over time, it helped me like it. So yeah, for the album for sure. But the other two things, I'd have to say, nay. Unfortunately, I wish they would have embraced it because it is a good song live. At least he did it on his solo tour. It was good.
Yeah.
For me, it's no's across the board. Like you said, AJ, I just kind of always overlooked it. And not that, I mean, I don't skip anything on this album, but it's like, I always feel like I'm waiting, I always feel like I'm waiting for the next song to hit. Like, I don't know if that's just because it's my favorite of all their albums or what, but this one's just kind of like blends in. But I mean, I like it. I do notice the acoustic guitar, that is kind of obnoxious, but like Brant said too, the harmony and the falsetto, I love that. And the have level travel is my favorite part of the song.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. But I mean, it's one of those ones where you're just kind of like, okay, what's next? Okay. So that's why I say it's not critical of the album.
Yeah, it's funny how Kiss fans and music fans in general like different things. Because me personally, I like the extra overlay and the extra texture of the acoustic guitar. So I can't help it. You guys are wrong. Don't have good taste.
I would like it as to fill in the gaps in the background, but when I hear it louder,
it'd be cool if it was kind of chunking along behind everything. Just
that would be fine.
Like on a low, Be cool.
Like most of the other songs where like on Destroyer where there's acoustic, like it's not as out in front like it is on this. It's like it's almost obnoxious.
Yeah.
But like you said, it could be missing the Ace parts. Maybe he wasn't there for that.
Yep. All right. Speaking of Ace,
Yeah.
Next track, Shock Me. Yes, 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 all the way across. Everybody knows I love this song. Everybody knows that this song is my jam. It's my favorite song on this album. Anytime I'm playing this album, I go to Shock Me first, play it, then start the album over.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then start the album over, and I go through it again and get to hear it. Shock Me. I just have to hear it first. If I'm going to listen to this album, either on my turntable, streaming, however, CD, whatever, I have to hear "Shock Me" first. I can't wait, and then I listen to everything else.
Like a kid at Christmas.
Yeah, I can't wait. So "Shock Me," I mean, it's critical to the album, critical to the catalog and history. Like I said earlier, it launched a dude's solo. It launched a dude's career, and not only in the band. I mean, he was already well liked for his performances and solo and stuff. But when he stepped up to the mic and started singing, forget about it. That was it.
I just think of the missed opportunities from the albums before where he could have sang and didn't, you know.
Oh yeah, because you hear him singing stuff like "Parasite" now, and I love it because when I went and saw him, he sang "Parasite," and I love the way he sings it. Because he's like, she's always leaving, trying to grab a hold. I mean, just like, oh God, we could have been hearing that the whole time.
But at least we did get to hear it, though.
At least we got to hear it. I mean, it's cool to hear him sing songs now on his solo tour, hearing him sing Cold Gin, hearing him sing Parasite.
Yeah.
It's cool to finally get to hear that, even though the voice has aged a little bit. It's cool to actually get to hear it. So, what do you guys Shock Me?
I agree. It's just yes down across the board. It's great, and like I said earlier, it was a springboard for his career and the future Kiss records. So, I mean, this wouldn't be. I can't imagine Kiss history not existing without that. You know, and that's why I got so pissed off when I let Tommy try and sing it before. It just.
I saw him do it.
Oh no! No.
Shock me.
Shock me. We're an Ace podcast, so yes, across the board.
Very pro Ace here.
It's not my favorite song on the album. It's my third, actually, but this is my favorite album. So, I mean, being third favorite, that's still high praise on an album that has 10 tracks. But like a lot of people say, there's some clunkers on here, but Shock Me, we get the arrival of the spaceman persona, in my opinion, for real, because we're getting to hear him, and you hear him in some background vocals before, but this is just, it's such a different voice. And I remember hearing it the first time and just going, who is singing this? Because it's so weird and different, his, that Bronx accent, and I love it. And the guitar work on it's incredible, of course. And it's great on a live too. I'd say it was better on Unplugged, but it wasn't on there. All
right.
Yes, across the board.
All right. Next track, Tomorrow and Tonight. The song that they tried to recapture, Lightning in the Bottle of Rock and Roll All Night. It's basically, they were trying to write a follow-up to Rock and Roll All Night. This actually is not, and I know that even the version on the live too, they recorded during sound check, they actually didn't perform this song. I think they knew it wasn't. But I love Tomorrow and Tonight. I like it better on the live too, but I like it on here. I love some of the lyrics in it, listening to the teacher, bosses, and the preacher, I mean, it's like, ain't never done nobody good. I think that's the last part.
It's got a nice flow to it.
It does. Sure. I mean, it's a Paul Stanley construction, but it falls. So that's why I think it's important to the album. So I say yes. But I don't think it's important to the catalog, and I don't think it's important to history, because they never really did anything with it. I think that they felt, not necessarily this is the fact, but they felt like it wasn't going to do what they wanted it to do. And I've got a little known fact here, a little factoid, a little fact. Ray Simpson, there's background singers, Tomorrow and Tonight. It comes in towards the end. Ray Simpson, who is the cop from Village People, is one of the background singers.
Oh.
Also a Casablanca band. So they probably borrowed Ray, and there was another singer there, a lady. And so it was basically Ray Simpson and a lady. They were the background singers.
Oh, okay. You do hear a different voice back there, so I never knew who it was. Very good. Yeah, no, this on the album, it's fun. It's a good, fun little party song. So I'd probably say critical for the album, but the other two probably not. I always thought it was kind of meh.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you said, trying to do another Rock and Roll All Night, the sequel, and Shout It Out Loud, the sequel, and it was just didn't even meet Shout It Out Loud's level to me. So
For sure, yeah. It's not even shouted out loud, right?
yeah, so it's like, it's all right, but I give it a yes and 2 no's.
Me.
Yeah, exactly.
Me. What about you?
I'll give it a yes for the album. We can rock all day. We can roll all night.
Yeah.
Tomorrow and tonight. Tomorrow and tonight. Oh yeah. Uh-huh. All right. I love it. Yeah, it's like, it's kind of like that Got Love for Sale vibe to me, more than a Rock and Roll All Night or a Shout It Out Loud. It's just that I'm waiting for the next thing, and in this case, I believe is where we flip, because I know what's next. And yeah, I'm kind of with you, Brant. I kind of like it better on live too than I do on the album. It's almost gospel-y on here with the background singers.
Yeah.
And not that I don't like that sound, but it's just kind of, I don't know. It's almost too much.
Yeah.
So yes, and the rest no. But it's okay.
That's what I always call those background singers, the gospel singers or the Pointer Sisters or something. It's like, and Gene loved that shit. I'm like,
oh, that was very 70s, yeah. But they all on their solo albums committed to it. Paul had background singers in Move On. Gene had female background singers, gospel background singers through his whole album. Ace had some. Speeding Back to My Baby. They all had, and Peter had female background singers on. They all committed to it. I mean, it was the 70s. That was what they were doing.
And like I said, it's not that I don't like the sound. It's just like, when I want to hear Kiss, I want to hear Kiss. I want to hear the 4 members of Kiss, no matter what the lineup is.
I think Gene used them more often because he's just trying to get laid.
Oh yeah, he saw it. He wanted to acquire women, so it was an opportunity.
What are you 3 doing later?
I'd stick my tongue out, but the floor's dirty.
Let's see. So we flipped the vinyl and Love Gun, and Love Gun is one of those songs that I'm very much fatigued over, but I still see it as the song that it is. All right, I just got kicked off the show.
Hi, this is Tommy with Critical Kiss. I'm now accepting applications for a third co-host. Go ahead.
Listen, man. I told you from the beginning we were not always going to agree. Tommy, you know how I feel about Love Gun. Don't act surprised. You know how I feel about Love Gun. It isn't that I don't like it. I just don't.
It's for dramatic effect.
I just don't believe all the hype in it.
Okay.
But I'm not saying that it's okay if you are, and I'm not even going to say that you got bad taste, because you do. I'm not saying you have. I'm not saying that you have bad taste. I'm saying I'm not going to. I don't know. Anyway, Love Gun.
No, I like that. I'll cut the where you try to fix it out, because
I will
the way you said it was perfect.
I will at least say that Love Gun on this album is good. It's very good. And listen to the demo. The demo is basically what's on the album except for the solo. So Paul had it that well built. before he walked into the studio. He had it worked out in his mind, kind of like Ace does with his songs. Had to get Ace compliment in there on a Paul song. I mean, go figure. But I say it's critical to the album. I mean, the damn album's named Love Gun, and it's critical to the catalog, and it's critical to history. It is the third most played song behind Rock and Roll All Night and Detroit Rock City. It's the third most played song because once Paul put Love Gun out, he played it every opportunity he got. I think it's only third just because it came out after Detroit Rock City and after Rock and Roll All Night. Had it come out on an earlier album, it would have been the most played Kiss song because it's Paul's baby. So yes, all the way around.
Oh my God. It's my all-time favorite song of Kiss. This is my all-time favorite Kiss song. Yes, across the board, for sure. I can't get enough of it.
See, I know I'm going to be in the minority on this with you guys because I always am. I always am in the minority when it comes to Love Gun. I just don't like it as much as everybody else does.
Right. That's cool. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's all right.
It's okay to be wrong.
It's okay to be wrong. I mean, which y'all are, but I mean.
But it's yeah, I'll blast this any time of the day. I kind of sort of sing along with it.
Yeah. I really love you, babe. Paul comes out blazing, man. That voice, he had that voice developed.
And you just all I can picture is him swinging on his little swing. Come down there and sing to you.
I'm coming out there to you.
You gotta be just a little louder.
So all-time favorite Kiss song across the board. Yes.
All right, Tommy.
Yes.
Just yes.
Yes. It is my all-time favorite song of any song ever made, not just Kiss. It's about Paul Stanley's dick. It is the greatest song ever written. I don't care what anybody says. It is the trigger, baby. Love Gun. And the solo.
Oh yeah. I love the solo, yeah.
I like the machine gun triplets.
Oh yeah. And then when they do it with the pyro,
and not very politically correct, but back in the old days, whenever they did this song at the very end, Paul would lift his guitar up like it was a machine gun and shoot at the crowd.
Can't do that anymore.
Can't do that now.
Come on.
Just a bunch of pussies now.
If it was Ace's gimmick guitar, maybe I could see my ex. There you go.
There you go.
Well, we're talking about our dicks.
Come on, YouTube.
The Love Gun's his dick, Ronnie. Haven't watched that in a while.
He's singing about it. Oh, you pull the trigger.
Right, Love Gun.
After Love Gun, we have Hooligan. Peter's one track on the album, Hooligan. I say that it is it's critical to the album because it's a Peter song, but it is not critical to it's not critical to the catalog. It's not critical to history. But I like Hooligan. It's probably one of my favorite. Hooligan and Baby Driver are probably my two favorite Peter songs during his time with Kiss. Yeah. Not on his solo album, just like Kiss album songs. And so I love Baby Driver off of Rock and Roll Over. And I mean, you got Black Diamond, of course, but once you get past the trilogy albums, you got Beth, and then you have Baby Driver and Hooligan. I think he had three good songs. Some people argue Hooligan is the weaker of the three, and some people like Rock and Roll Over, like Baby Driver and Hooligan because they don't like Beth. They don't like the softness of Beth. So, but it's a yes, no for me.
I agree with that. Album, yeah, Pete song. Didn't get much. Didn't give much to work with, but I wish they would have done a little more with it. I think they did. Did they do it? They did do it live one time, did they? They didn't.
Yeah, they did it
Yeah,
live
the whole
on tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
okay.
originally supposed to be on a live tour, a live 2 with Take Me, which
Yeah, right.
I would love for that to be in on there.
Yeah, but instead we
They
get
could have cut a couple of that. They could have cut Tomorrow and Tonight, and
Yeah.
what was the other one they did?
Hard Luck
Woman. They could have cut. Although they tried to make Hard Luck Woman to follow up to Beth, they
Right.
were doing their best, but they could have cut those two and actually put 2 songs that they did live.
Yeah,
in there.
I mean it's goofy, but yeah, the album, yes. The other two, no. Unfortunately, Pete usually got swept to the side a lot, but I could probably see his frustration. And in some points, he was, pain in the ass for a lot of it. But yeah, I wish they would have done more. Wish we'd have heard more. But I like it too. I like a lot more Pete stuff nowadays than when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So,
I think Paul never, my hot take on the reason why Peter didn't have as good of success on the second 3 Studio Kiss albums than he did on the first 3, even though they had the mega hit Beth that basically put them out to the grand populace of people and made them a household name. I think it hurt Paul's Love Gun a little bit. I think it hurt Paul's Love Gun a lot because him and Gene didn't originally want to put it on the album, and then Peter turns around, the most ungrateful person in the band at that time, turns around and gets their biggest hit, and that was probably like a slap in the face to Paul. And so Paul's like, "Okay, you bastard, you ain't getting Black Diamonds and Nothing to Lose and Get Away anymore. You're not getting Strange Ways. You're not getting stuff like that. You're going to get the scraps, and you're going to get you're only going to get one song. We're going to tie you to just one song on the album." Because Peter had a great voice and he was a great drummer, and he was in his prime during this. Some of the best drumming, some of the best singing. But yeah, they kind of, I think they kind of clipped his wings, clipped his tail. He being a cat. And I think it was a lot of jealousy with Paul. Paul's got a very jealous personality. I think he was
very catty.
And he was, very catty. He was, he's very catty towards the cat man.
Yep.
Hey, you see what you did there. But he's even more so with Ace. My gosh, it probably tasted like the bitterest pill it could be seeing Ace having 3 and 4 songs on Dynasty and on Unmasked, and people wanting more Ace and him becoming the favorite at shows. He probably lost sleep at night over it.
All right, Hooligan. So we went from talking about Paul's ding dong to a Peter.
Yeah.
So I'm in that camp, Brant, where Hooligan is probably my least favorite of the Peter songs. That's not saying I don't like it, because I do. It's got that very doo-woppy 50s kind of jazz vibe to it. I went down to the candy store, and if I had a nickel, I'd buy some more, and I'm also It's very, it's jazzy. Very
65 Chevy on a 55 frame. Can't even spell my name.
Yeah, it's very jazz hands.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like it. And
prelude to his solo album.
It definitely should have been on a live too, because I think live it hit different.
Yeah, it sounded good. You go back and watch those videos from like Budokan and stuff.
Yeah,
it sounded good.
I watched the Summit in Houston today, and I was like, man, they really missed it, because even just when he's doing the little drum intro to it, like it's almost like the whole set's shaking. He's got so much energy. He's bottled it up, waiting for this moment. But yeah, I mean,
he had a lot of energy. He did.
he had a nose for things.
Yeah, right.
Blame Ezra for that, damn it.
Yeah. Now, I hate to say it that that it's my least favorite of the Peter songs, but to the album, yeah, definitely, because it is a Peter song, and we want this was the first album we got all four singing. And
Yep.
that could at the end of the day be why it's my favorite, because as we know, with Dynasty, Peter does Dirty Living. That's it. So that's really, this is the only opportunity we got all four to play on all four lead songs.
Mhm.
Because like you said, Brant, yeah, Ace kind of did his own thing, just him and Anton
Yep.
on Dynasty and Unmasked.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think yes to the album, because if nothing else, it's Peter. But like you said, with Shock Me launching Ace's career, we see what happened with Peter after Kiss. He had the two flop albums, and they even gave him a song to do on one of his solo albums, and it still didn't go anywhere. And it's really a shame, because like you said, Peter is so talented, was and is. Like, I love his voice.
Oh
That
yeah.
raspy Rod Stewart sounding voice is just so soothing to the soul, and it's a shame. But yeah,
Peter's biggest drawback, and we'll
is
keep this,
himself.
is himself. But the fact that he's a drummer that does not know how to write songs and does not know how to play an instrument. If Peter would have known how to do something, like had a little bit of songwriting capability, he can only write songs with other people. And I think it's because he couldn't, it wasn't that he couldn't write lyrics and write melody. I think it's, and sing melody to songs. I think he couldn't come up with the structure of a song. So he always had to have a co-writer or somebody write a song for him. If he would have been able to play piano or play guitar and actually sit down and pen the music and write all of his own songs, and have been done, having been done that throughout the years, his solo career would have looked very different. His songs on Kiss would have looked very different. Because, I mean, here he is all the way up in 77 and he's still writing songs with Stan Pendridge. And his solo album is Stan Pendridge and Son Delaney writing songs with him and for him. So he really should have learned, in hindsight, he should have learned how to play an instrument. I mean, it'd be like kind of like with me. I'm a drummer, but I can write songs because I can hear songs in my head, and I can pick up a guitar or a bass guitar and fuddle around with one finger on the fretboard enough to bang a melody out for somebody else in the band, who can then turn around and go, oh yeah, I can play this rhythm to that, or I can do this to that.
Here's the chord progression. We'll go with that.
Right. Yeah. We're gonna start on this chord, and we're gonna go to this chord and do this rhythm kind of like this, kind of bang that rhythm on the. I may just be banging on one chord on one string, but then a guitarist can turn around and be like, "Oh, that's a G chord," and you play it this, So
maybe go up an octave. Here we go.
Yeah. So, but that's the biggest thing he had going against him.
I agree.
All right, so the demon song of the album, Almost Human. I love Almost Human. God, it's so good. And the bongos in it, or the congas, whatever they are, and just I'm almost human. That growl again that he has. But I like it. I think it's critical to the album. Critical to the catalog and history? No. It's one of those deep tracks that just kind of, you're not a hardcore Kiss fan, you don't know this song. So I'd say yes, no.
I like it too. I think for the album, yeah, critical. Catalog and history, no, unfortunately. But it's you had your pervert Gene song with Christine 16. Well, now it's time for the evil Gene song.
Yeah,
almost more like horror porn is what it kind of reminds me of. Like if there was a porno like with horror themes, that would be the song in it, because it's something about the bongos, but him and the background singers, So
and you got that wicked solo with them on those falsettos.
I mean, it's
doing that chromatic scale, and Ace coming in with that solo that sounds like it's got backwards parts to it, and him just already kind of experimenting with Eddie on stuff that he would turn around and do on his album. So this is kind of like his warm up, and the songs that Eddie would produce for the side 4 of Alive 2 when Bass put Rocket Ride on there. My goodness.
Mhm.
So yeah.
I wish it would have went somewhere, but unfortunately it didn't. So, but
Yeah, no.
it's good. It's good for the album, I think, for sure.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I think it was. I didn't look up its status of how many times it was played. I didn't do that this time around, but I imagine it wasn't played very much.
I think they did it a few times on the convention, but I
Yeah.
think that's about it. Maybe on the I think they did it maybe on the cruise, one of the cruises.
Yeah, they might have.
Yeah.
What?
Can we count the cruises those times performed, or
Those are performed. Yeah, I mean, those are performances.
They're in makeup.
okay? Yeah.
I think we can count it.
Okay.
I would have liked to consider it, seen it. I'd like to have seen it played more in
See what
the
they did with it.
70s.
Yeah, get the lights down, real, some creepy little red light with some maybe strobes in the background or something. Oh well, we can AI
Painting
that
quite
now.
the picture. Yeah,
you can AI it now, so we could probably actually watch it. We could probably see it live. 1977 AI though.
maybe they'll do that for the avatars.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. And charge $100.
There you go, Pop House.
Yeah.
There's an idea for you. Almost Human.
Yep.
Yes to the album for me. No, the rest of the way. That little breakdown right before they go into the background singing that. I love that. But yeah, I think this is one that could have been a home run had they done it live.
Next, Plaster Caster.
Yeah.
Another Gene song. Now he goes back to being Pervy Gene. And everybody knows the story behind Plaster Caster. He talks about the Plaster Caster lady, and he never was actually cast, but he wishful thinking. But I think to me it made for a great song. And you're probably not going to really understand my voting on this, but I say that yes, this is a critical to the album. I think it's critical to the catalog, and I also think it's critical to history. And the reason why is because it's not really so much of the song itself, but the reputation of the song. Kind of like Christine 16 to me has that reputation. Plaster Caster, everybody talks about Plaster Caster because it's notorious for what the Plaster Caster actually was. But I love the way Gene sings it. He pulls the growl out and he goes back to singing. He's getting anxious. Kind of sounds like he did. I was getting late. Yes. But he does know. He does pull it out when he goes. Things are complicating. My love is in her hands. He pulls it out a little bit.
There's no more way.
I love that line. My love is in her hands. I didn't get that when I was a kid. But my love is in her hands.
What's his love?
Yeah. My love is perfection, a token of my love for her collection. I mean, it's great songwriting. So, but I think it's critical to the album, but I think being critical to the catalog, maybe I could say a no, but I'm going to say yes. But history, yeah, because I mean, this is a very notorious song. So I'm going to say yes.
I picture him in the beginning of the song sitting in a robe and just like recollecting about the time where he this telling a story like
yeah, and he's in his
he's
robe.
Got a bubble pipe like Garth on Wayne's World.
Party on.
He's in his robe. His robe's open from down at the bottom, exposing himself, and he's resting his bass guitar on his schmeckle, and he's sitting there playing that long. He's sitting there playing that long note, that do 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 do. It's like, when is this song gonna start? He's just do 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 do. Yeah, that guitar comes in. That's perfect Paul guitar.
Well, wasn't this story? Isn't there a story where he contacted him or tried to get them to do it, and they turned him down?
I think he did try. I think he did ask. Yeah,
and they're like, no thanks.
Yeah, and wait a minute. Let me make sure I give the right credit because Gene actually plays rhythm on a couple songs on this. Personnel. Gene Simmons, rhythm guitar on Christine 16 and Got Love for Sale. So this is a rhythm guitar is Paul on this.
There you go.
Yep, and confirming what I said earlier, Ace Frehley, lead guitar, vocals, all guitars, and bass on Shock Me.
Wow.
Ace Frehley, lead guitar.
And Paul, and Love Gun, Paul plays bass on Love Gun. So Love Gun is basically a Paul song, which, I mean, we knew that. So
I always thought it was Ace that played the bass on Love Gun. So I love the bass line in Love Gun.
Yeah,
I love
that do 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 do. That sounds like something Ace would do.
Yeah. Either way, it's
no, believe it or not, it's Paul.
Yeah, well, he did a bang up job on that bass line. And then here, Gene, now you do it. Now you do it live.
Yeah, yeah, you do it live.
But as far as the critical stuff with Plaster Caster, I'd probably go album, yes. Category, it's kind of iffy. And
yeah.
The catalog, I mean. History, yes, because of the story and everything, and
yeah, it's got a whole lore behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. I remember hearing about it before hearing it as a kid, well, kiddish, you know, when I 8th grade or whatever it was. And then I had learned more about the Plaster Caster chicks. I'm like, wow, these chicks are awesome. That kind of gross.
And apparently, those kits are available at adult stores.
Mm-hmm.
You can make a
I've told my wife that if I die,
toy.
I want her to mold me.
An adult toy for your woman.
Well,
they ain't gonna be using much for me, so it's just
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
Can I just get half of the material?
Yeah.
She'll have to get like the micro kit.
But I'm sure they come in sizes.
Yeah, right.
Sure they do.
You're gonna have a lot of mold left over, but you'll get the point.
Can I get the extra small white guy kit?
That's my take.
All right, Plaster Caster, yes to the album. Catalog, like you guys, it's iffy. It's better on Unplugged, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So in that case, then I'll say yes to the catalog, just for the Unplugged.
Yeah, because it made it
version.
It made it to Unplugged.
Yeah. And Paul actually just mentioned Plaster Caster as one of his favorites on I think it's called the 500 podcast. They do an album every episode and they get guests to do it, and they got Paul Stanley that talks about it live, but at the end of the episode they talked about his favorite songs, and he mentioned Deuce, Rock and Roll All Night, of course. He didn't even mention Love Gun, which was shocking.
Wow.
But he mentioned Plaster Caster, which is on Love Gun. So for that, for Unplugged, I'll say yes to the catalog, and to History, yes. It's got a whole backstory behind it. All the fans talk about it. It's kind of like one of our little sewn-on patches to our jean jacket that we wear as a badge of honor, that Gene talked about having his ding-dong molded. Even though he really didn't, but it...
Even though he really didn't.
They really didn't. They didn't want it.
They should have molded his tongue.
Yeah.
Little flappy tongue. Put it on the end of a popsicle stick.
You know, he probably could have made money if he made a rubber one of that.
Probably.
Nope.
They
just used it as the condom.
You can have Gene Simmons. Yeah. Have it molded on the end of a condom.
Well, they have one.
Yeah, the Gene one is his tongue on printed on it, and then the Paul one is like studded, ribbed for her pleasure.
Studded for her pleasure.
Yeah, I have one.
Why ruin an album? Why?
Yeah.
She walked up to me and she asked me if I wanted to dance.
You may as well just left the he in there and not even change it to she, because it's just like.
Listen, if you go back and you listen to demos from this era, Gene Simmons had an awesome demo called Reputation.
Mm-hmm.
Reputation should have replaced Then She Kissed Me. Gene also had another demo that was good, not as good as Reputation, but better than that stuff. Demo called Much Too Soon.
Yeah.
Either one of those could have replaced this.
But then you'd have too many Gene songs. That would
You'd have 5. It would be 5 Gene songs.
That would hurt Paul's ego.
Paul was not going to allow that to happen, so he's going to stick. So he's going to stick this track. He going.
But how many albums are titled after Paul songs? Love Gun, Creatures of the Night, Lick It Up.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
So,
luckily, Gene don't have a fragile ego.
He just wants to make money.
How many albums has Paul had the lead song on?
Yeah, right.
Almost all of them, except for a couple. Gene, Revenge, he leads.
Yep.
Carnival of Souls, he leads. And a lot of people don't even consider that a Kiss album. They're wrong, but you know, it's just like, yeah, Paul has led.
Yeah, the leadoff man.
Even though the first album, I argued this for the longest time, they used to open their shows with Deuce. Why did they not open their first album with Deuce? Why did Strutter have to be the first song?
Yeah.
They led now if you get a live albums, Gene gets one. They open the first a live album with Deuce.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah. You go,
I just and I know some people like this song. They love the 80s pop of it, and not the 80s pop, the AM pop of it, and but no, they can like it, but I don't. So I think that it's not critical to the album. It's not critical to the catalog. It's detrimental.
It's a cover.
Yeah, it's not really a Kiss song. So.
Yeah, it's no across the board for me. As soon as I hear that opening chord, that's what
Next.
It angers me almost.
Yeah. Let me back up to Shock Me.
Yeah, right. Nothing. Anything else? I'll listen to Hooligan again. And
wow.
Yeah. like no. Just why? You're right. Just nope for me. No. Could have done something else way cooler. You had a really good album going there, and you just kind of went again, you know.
I cut it at 9 tracks, like you did with the story.
Or you could have, you could have done that too, right?
As I said, this is my favorite album, and I agree. It shouldn't have been on the album. This should have been kind of like with what they did with Kissing Time originally, made it a single, maybe, just kind of threw it out there to AM radio, like you said. Because every time I hear it now, especially now, I always think of Goodfellas when they're walking into the Copacabana. And like every time I watch it, I almost want to just believe like at some point they're going to do the Kiss version, but they never do. Because it's a movie and it doesn't change. But yeah, no across the board. It's silly. I've always said if you're going to do a cover song, you shouldn't switch between he and she. Like that shouldn't matter. Like just sing the song the way it was written. But it is what it is.
No.
And a lot of bands were ending their albums with covers, so whatever. But yeah, cut it off at 9.
Yeah.
Buried in the desert.
All right. So why or why not is the album critical to the catalog or history in general? My hot take is that this is the most critical of all the Kiss albums. It's the most. It's that tipping point in the center of, even though it's not in the center of their career as a whole, it's in the first era of the band. It's dead, almost dead in the center. It's not only built on the momentum they had off of Alive and Destroying Rock and Roll, as I said earlier, but it also exploded Kiss. I said this earlier, exploded Kiss into that super Kiss where you got all this crap that's behind me. Yeah. Like the reason why I'm not showed off a lot of my collection is because a lot of this stuff came after this album and the albums after it, Alive, Double Platinum, the solos. This is the album that kind of like started that. It was just, it didn't start it, but it's the one that's like, okay, this is where we're definitely taking it to the next level, and they did as a band. It was not only in the album itself, but with the merchandising that would be around it and would follow it. So to me, this is not only a critical album, but it could easily be the most critical album. That had a stinker here. Who knows? Would they have fizzled out, or would they have kept growing towards, what they would screw up in the early 80s?
I agree with you, man. It's definitely critical. I think it's probably the pinnacle, really, if you think about it, because then Alive 2 came out, and then it kind of, and then the Dynasty, was kind of like, unfortunately, I mean, Dynasty's a great album, but I think this is probably this was it, man. This was the roller coaster he was talking about.
Yeah, it's the very top. It's when you're on the roller coaster and you just getting ready to go across the top, and the line and the ride's getting ready to start.
Yep.
This is that.
Yep, it's definitely critical. Everything, because that, like we were saying before, that's when you think of Kiss. That's the first thing that usually pops up in your head is that look, at least to me.
It's either this album or the Destroyer album.
Yeah, and so for sure.
It's the thumbprint of the two different eras.
Mm-hmm.
The early era with Destroyer, even though it's technically after Alive, they still had kind of like the Alive-ish costumes.
Yeah.
And then this one, it's like those two albums.
Yep. So yeah, for sure. And if it probably would have been the end if it flopped but this was full steam ahead, man.
Mm-hmm. This is the Kiss that you think about. This is the Kiss, other than Dynasty. This is the Kiss and the costumes and the era and the stage and the photos and the Kiss cards and all the other crap that we bought when we were kids.
The Mego dolls.
The Mego dolls. All the guitar, the radio. It's this
van.
album. It's this album and Alive 2, which is basically nuzzled right up next to it.
Yep.
This came out in June. Alive 2 came out in October. So it is everything that we know of as the original Kiss era. It is everything. It's all the stuff that we collect. Like I said, between it and the solo album and the Dynasty era, they're all kind of compacted there in between 77, 78, 79. But still, it's those 3 years encapsulated everything that we kind of know and celebrate of the band. And it kind of started with this album.
Like we've said before, and this is also why it's critical to me, not only because it's my favorite album, but Alive made them stars. Destroyer made them superstars, which Rock and Roll Over and Destroyer kind of, since it's the same year, but Rock and Roll Over is kind of more Love Gun.
Mm-hmm.
But this made them mega superstar. Like this, like you said, Brent, this is the beginning of Super Kiss to me. It's not Dynasty.
Mm-hmm.
This is Super Kiss. They had the Marvel comic, like I mentioned earlier. They were getting ready to do a movie. Kiss was everywhere. You couldn't get away from, and I wasn't even around, but I know, like, just, my dad was a Kiss fan. He saw him at Madison Square Garden on the Alive 2 tour in December of 77 and skipped school to go, like all that. Like, it was a big deal. So I grew up hearing all this stuff about Kiss in the 70s and how, and it's, published everywhere and on the internet. You can look it up now, but that could be why this album means so much to me, is because of all of that, the adventure around this album and what it did for the band, and Ace getting his first lead vocal. Let's blow Ace some more. But it is 100%, in my opinion, the most critical to the catalog.
Oh yeah, I agree totally. All right, so which side is better, A or B?
That's not fair.
My opinion, A. It's got 4 songs, and I really like all the 4 songs, and it's got Shock Me. I've got some people could say
5.
B. Well, yeah, it's got 4 songs I really like. It's got 5 songs, but you know,
I thought this was like a rock and roll over episode where we skip Baby Driver.
Tomorrow and Tonight, and kind of, you know. But the other songs, especially Shock Me, it's got Shock Me, and then you've got Love Gun on the other. So I know which one side you guys are going to pick probably. I've got some people say B because of Love Gun. Yeah. But it also has Then She Kissed Me on that side. So stay away. But to me, side A is the better of the two.
That's some shit. That's a tough one.
It is tough.
This is the hardest one.
Yeah, I mean, side B has my all-time favorite song, but there are 3 songs more that I like more on side A. So fuck. Yeah, why couldn't they put Love Gun on side A?
Maybe Carla is right.
Be a whole lot easier. Shit. But I'd have to pick A. I'd pick A. Yeah, because Hooligan's okay. Almost Human's good. Plaster Caster, but then Then She Kissed Me. It just shits up that whole side. So I'm going A.
Stink is all over it.
Yeah.
I'm with you guys, actually.
Yeah.
Love Gun's my favorite song of all time by any band or artist, and I have to go with side A. I Stole Your Love, Christine 16, Shock Me. Those 3 alone.
Yeah. All right. Most critical song, least critical song. To me, I didn't know which way you could kind of go with most critical. There's 2 ways you can look at most critical song. You could say that the most critical song is Shock Me because it's the first time Ace sang lead and it made him a fan favorite and eventually launched a solo career. Or you could say Love Gun because it's one of the most known Kiss songs and it's Paul's favorite song and the album's named after it. So, but me, since I overdose on blue Kool-Aid and Love Gun to me is middle of the road, I'm going to say that my critical song on this is Shock Me. My least critical song is Then She Kissed Me. I think that falls actually under critical misstep.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, it shocked me. First time hearing him sing, first time got his career going. So most critical, yeah, shocked me, and least Then She Kissed Me. Just almost ruined the whole album with that song. So those are my 2.
All right, Tom.
Most critical. You guys make a good point for Shock Me. You do. You really do. But I'm going Love Gun.
There you go.
I knew you would.
Yeah, I mean, I have to.
One.
Yeah, you have to.
I mean, it is tough, though, because, I mean, like I said, you make a good point with it being Ace's first lead vocal. That makes it very critical. Least critical, I'm going to leave Then She Kissed Me alone because I just feel like it's a punching bag at this point. It's not even fair. I'm going to go least critical, Got Love for Sale, because I did give it a no for the album even, because it's just, I'm waiting to get from Christine 16 to Shock Me.
Yep.
Okay.
Like, it goes, I Saw Your Love, Christine 16, Got Love for Sale. Like, come on, get to it. I know it's coming now. Like, maybe not the first time I listened to it because I didn't really know Shock Me all that well. But now, looking at it now, in hindsight, I'm like, let's just get to it already.
Yeah.
But Shock Me is in a good spot because you're riding that wave. Like, you got the first 2, like that roller coaster we were talking about. Got that, and then you got a little bit of a dip with Got Love for Sale. Not that it's a bad song. I'm sure there's going to be a Kiss fan somewhere. Like, can you not let Got Love for Sale? It's their best song. It's all opinion.
You got
We're all
shot.
right. We're all wrong.